Back to Alan Dresser. Welcoming Katie as well. I didn't even see you joining the call, but I knew you were running a bit late. Today we've got the full crew once again. We've got Mars, Tats, Katie, Shen, and B. How are you all doing today?
I am alive.
Okay. That's the best we can hope for some days. Well, to recount the trails so far, you have traveled the length and breadth of Alandressa and headed south to Gorizont, where you have defeated the fairy godmother, headed into an escape tunnel, and made it out here through a natural hot spring where the cave system itself was heating this from underneath, and you emerge at around a geode where one of you is still a crocodile, Tats. One of you is incredibly hurt still, Briar. And the rest of you are kind of picking at your wounds a little bit. After Ruby had the zoomies at the end of the last fight, we've managed to get you all out, get you to safety. But are you in safety right now? You have come out at a city where you are looking around and you've found a bunch of footprints that have led through the mud out of here and heading northwards, sort of up this direction. You see that they are walking together in formation, and that is as far as we got at the last session. Now, remembering that you guys are looking out for your own personal goals, because if you can fulfill your own dreams for yourselves, then the ancient goddess of dream fulfillment, Zachichu, will be realized back into her true personage and power, and will no longer be trapped in the other side. Currently, she is taking the form of the stranger, the friend, to many of you, but the friend started out as this campaign's BBEG and just happened to be befriended by our lovely Tabaxi monk friend.
Heyo.
Where once you had a bad guy to vanquish, now you have a patron. But that patron is still inherently evil in many ways and has her own goals and agenda. And the question is, if you don't manage to sort of, what's the word? If you don't manage to redeem the good part of the stranger, i.e. Zachichu, then what will happen to the remaining evil? Will it become even more so? Who could tell, really? But yeah, the time is on. You need to get to it, and many of your goals may lie here, as you stand in the city known as Power, which is in the nation of the gods, which is known as Tushuga. What do you wish to do?
I guess we could do a rest at the moment. Looking at Briar in particular.
A rest would be good.
You have emerged in night time. This is an unfamiliar city. You couldn't be sure what is around you. You know that there is a large building to the east, over here. And you know that there are footsteps headed north, up here. You don't know much beyond your own surroundings, as this is the only part of the city that you have seen so far. You wish to do any further checks before you start moving? You all did a single check each at the end of the last session.
I mean, I'm obviously not going to suggest that we all just rest and just leave ourselves exposed.
Oh, you'd drown for sure. I'd make it so that you all drowned. If you rested in a hot tub for 8 hours, you're all gonna go under the
we'd
water and
hop out and take shifts. Shifts for keeping land, I think. Yeah, I'm going to move off.
Hey guys, maybe a couple of us would go and scout the place.
I'm still a crocodile, so I'm good.
Areli says, well, I'm a little worse for wear, but I could probably stealth better than most. I can go and give it a go.
Are you alright to do it on your own?
I think I'm probably better doing it on my own, to be honest.
Alright.
When we go as a group, we tend to not do so well.
Oh yeah, was not suggesting all of us go. Yeah.
We're all
Yeah.
going to scout stuffily.
Looks towards Ash.
Aurelie rolls a 26 on a stealth check, and so all of you just see Aurelie vanish into the hedge, and you have no idea where she's gone from that point on. Your own
She's so
perception
good.
checks would not be good enough to see her.
I snap my teeth in reply to that.
Teeth? Oh yeah, you're a
I'm
crocodile.
a crocodile.
Okay, I thought for a second there, you're a fucking Aarakocra. What teeth do you have?
Crocodile teeth right now.
Just keep giving me that attitude, you'll have crocodile tears in a minute. Tats.
You do know crocodile
Ruby-
tears are fake, so...
How dare you?
Ruby's going to use this opportunity, since there's a hot tub, just to take a quick bath. It's been a while.
Yeah, go for it.
Gotta look good, right?
Silly cats and other preening, but nobody can understand I just said that.
Ruby just looks very concerned at a crocodile smacking a jaws
Yeah.
directly towards her.
The crocodile's just going like... and Ruby, while you're in the water, you get a sudden jump as you feel Aurelie pat you on the back and say, "Hey, do you need someone to get your back for you? I've done a full circuit."
No, that's fine, thank you.
Okay.
Any shout on where we should go?
So here's the deal. I did a quick run around this area, and I don't see much in the way of like an inn, but it does look like there are barracks, and if we can maybe pretend to be workers, then we might be able to get in. But this is a big built-up city, and there's like a lot of places here where people seem to be worshipping, because there's big statues beyond this building, and there's people still stood there now, even at like nighttime. So I don't know. I think maybe we either need to hide somewhere, but like I know that you guys tend to love the forest. There's not so much forest. There's trees and there's like a park, but it's really sparse. And I don't know how effective it's going to be in the middle of a city, because even now at nighttime, I assume that people sleep here. There's still a lot of people around. We just don't see them right now.
I mean, last time we tried to sleep in a park, it didn't really work out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys want to maybe go down back through the spring and sleep in the cave? I know you felt a bit weird about there being bones down there, that maybe someone might get eaten, but isn't it better to go and sleep in a cave that we kind of already know than sleep in a city that we definitely don't?
I'm down for that. We can take watch, it'll be fine.
Right.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that then instead.
Chomp chomp.
Chomp chomp.
Boing.
Fucking chomp. Okay. Right, let me spawn you all in there and activate. Alright, and you are all back down in the Herald Labyrinth, the cave system. So, Tats, you are still a crocodile.
Yep.
Anything anybody wants to do at this point? Tats, your wild shape will be wearing off soon. Do you want to drop it manually, or do you want to leave it until it can go?
How soon is soon? The reason I ask is because I can start keeping watch as a crocodile. If anybody comes up, I might be able to scare them away.
I think you changed before you got into the water, am I right?
Yeah, right before.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that each wild shape lasts for, what, 2 hours?
Let me double check.
So,
I
I'm
thought it was one.
I'm pulling that out my arse. It could be completely different, but regardless, you'd probably have less than an hour left. With all the checks that you were doing up there,
It
with the
says you can
discussions and stuff.
stay in a beast shape for a number of hours equal to half your druid level.
Oh, okay. What's your druid level? You're a
6.
druid level 6, so 3 hours. So then, okay, so then you would be something about 2 hours left. Not enough to go through half of a long rest.
I'll let it drop naturally. I'll keep watch, and then like when it drops, then I'll just it drops.
Okay. Cool. You can hold your breath underwater and you can bite. You've got a stealth of +2 and a perception of 0. So you've
Cool.
got you basically you don't have any benefits to your abilities to see, and you don't have dark vision, I don't believe.
Then I'll just drop it.
Yeah, because I think that you're at a disadvantage being a crocodile. Apart from having the added health buff of just having a different HP bar, you would essentially be debuffing yourself by doing it. You'd be nerfed Ash. Okay, so
Yeah, I don't want to get nerfed.
so what does it look like as you turn back from a crocodile into a Aarakocra?
So the tail shrinks, the arms start to grow out, the feathers and the wings pop out from the back as I slowly stand upright and assume the form of my bird.
Oh, classic Animorph.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Nice. I think. Do you know what? I think if I was a druid, I'd want to make it as like creepy as possible, and make it so that it was like I was emerging from out of the mouth of the creature I was inhabiting at the time. So I would like shrug it off like it was a suit, and just leave like entrails on the ground until they like withered into dust. That would be cool. Anyway.
Well, I might do that when I get either more akin or more attuned to my my goddess.
Yeah, when you get a little
'Cause she
bit
is
more
kind of
brutal, a bit more
darker
naturally
than I am.
focused.
Yeah.
Well, here we are. You're in the cave systems. Let's decide now which shifts you're going to go in.
I will do first watch.
I'm also happy to do first watch.
Oh, I was going over for as well, but okay.
I've taken no damage, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a snooze.
Okay. So Ruby and Ash first watch. Aldrin, are you gonna just trance for 4 hours and then do second watch, or are you doing first watch and then what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll trance for 4 hours and then take full watch from there.
Okay, because bearing in mind, if you guys are taking this in shifts, then it's going to be 16 hours between now and when you're actually ready to go. It's probably still going to be dark when you get out of this. Because you will have like gone through all of the daytime and into the nighttime again.
Aldrin will probably be working with Ferdinand. Yeah.
Nice. What are you working on Ferdinand with? Who are you working with him?
Like being able to aim, I guess, better, and maybe
She had to
work
get
on
off that tools.
casting, having him learn how to cast like the poison ball eventually as well, so I
Nice.
could like send him off and he could cast that from a distance away from me. That would be cool someday. So maybe
What?
trying to work towards that.
What part of the person should I be aiming for?
Well, with poison ball, it's an area effect.
What
So
does that mean?
it's a big zone.
What's a
Big
zone?
Space.
Space.
Like
Final Frontier.
Do I
like a
poison
lily pad
space?
is a small space. You know a lily pad. You fit on a lily pad. A
Oh,
lily pad is a small space.
that's
And
the
then,
home
like,
green.
a field, a whole field is a big, big space, right?
So the home green. That's what you
Yeah.
mean when you say a lily pad.
Yeah, the home green is a lily pad.
I like the home green. Do I need to poison all of the home greens I see?
No. Don't aim for all the home greens. That's not what we want to do.
Then-
We want to aim for our enemies.
So you said that I needed to
we have
poison
an
space. Am I not poisoning space?
Well, no, where you hit, where the poison lands, will become a poisoned space. So
Right.
we want to aim only towards our enemies, because we don't want to poison spaces that are good spaces.
Okay, the home green is all my enemy. I got you.
No, the home green is not your enemy.
This conversation continues for about 12 hours. Once Aldrin gets back up after the trance.
Round and round and round. We
Yeah, constant just like if you guys needed to do a wisdom save, I would probably suggest it because this is going to turn you insane just by listening to it constantly.
Oh, I'm doing
But
wisdom save.
Aldrin, you can long rest at that point. You can click that one through.
Thank you.
I'm not
just gonna
insane.
ask Ruby wisdom save. Okay, so yeah, wisdom save of 17, not bad. Ruby wisdom save of 3. Ruby, you are starting to lose it like an hour into this, and you've got 4 hours of it before the next group, and then you'll be going to sleep.
royally regretting this.
Yeah. I would say because you elected to roll that I'm going to give you disadvantage on your perception check. Ash,
Fair.
Ash, please give me a flat perception check.
Okay. It's going right now. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Wait.
There
Okay.
we go.
You both... Well, wait. Ruby, have you done yours yet? Perception, please. 10. Lovely. Okay. So Ruby and Aldrin don't hear this. But Ash, you do hear this. You hear the slap of wet feet on stone.
Oh no.
Disgusting.
I'm just gonna whisper to Ruby. I think somebody's coming.
Who?
I don't
What?
know.
A frog? Is a frog?
I don't know, but it's wet
Frogs?
feet. It's wet feet.
Is there a frog on the
There's
way?
a frog. A frog's coming then.
Could be
Is there
a
a
frog.
frog? Is there a frog on the way?
Should we ready
You can hear.
ourselves?
You can
Good,
hear.
and is there another frog nearby?
You hear two voices. One of which is saying to the other, "I'm pretty sure that there is somebody in here." No, there cannot be somebody in here. Why would there be somebody in here? This is our cave. Our cave is our cave. Nobody should be taking our cave. We know that there are people. But why are they taking our cave? And the trolls turn to face you.
I was going to say before, like, as soon as I heard him talking, I was going to cast Pass Without Trace on all of us.
Sure. 4 of you did not use a stealth roll and are sleeping out in the open, though.
Whoops.
Pass Without Trace affects your ability checks with stealth. It doesn't give you just a flat stealth. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think Aldrin's just sitting there having an argument with a frog right now, so
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
oblivious.
Ruby's probably muttering to herself, like, yeah.
While you're...
Okay.
So Ash is looking towards where these guys have just popped around a corner and just stood staring at you. While Ferdinand turns to Aldrin and says, Are those enemies? Is that the home green over there? Should I be aiming
those
something
are
at that?
enemies. Yes,
Right.
something like that is what you want to aim at.
Right. Okay.
But not always. Sometimes we can negotiate. But I have a feeling these guys don't want to negotiate.
And should we be telling the others that there's enemies here watching them
Yes.
sleep? Right. Okay. Guys. Ferdinand jumps down and starts like poking his wet nose against Isabel's face. Guys.
Guys, we have company.
Bella. That's your name, right? Bella. Belle.
Yeah, you can call me that. What's
Okay.
up? What's up?
There's
you
a
speak
home
different
green.
name?
There's a home green. Stood above you.
Hungry? What?
Home green.
What's that? What?
Look over your
blimey.
shoulder.
Oh,
Enemy.
Look
There's
around.
an enemy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Oh,
What
sorry.
are you doing in our cave?
Help.
Eating cheese!
Eating cheese, sir.
We were just eating cheese and resting for a minute.
You
cheese
eating
and
my
taking-
cheese?
No, we
our
brought
own
our
cheese,
own
sir. We
cheese.
brought it.
We
Yeah,
do
right.
like
cheese.
cheese.
We didn't even know you had any.
Ferdinand.
I am not okay with this.
I mean, we
You
can
have
give you some of our
invaded
cheese if you
my
want.
space. You are eating cheese in my space.
I
Really?
pull out a piece of cheese and say, would you like some? We can share.
I am going to do a constitution check for him. And he gets a dirty 20. He is not lactose intolerant.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Depends on how good cheese is. What kind cheese you have?
Gouda.
Gouda.
I'm approaching with my hand out holding the cheese to them.
I do not know Gouda. Is good?
It's good. It's good.
It's good.
Yes, yeah. I'm
That's why it's
attempting a
Gouda.
poor Irish accent. It's a shade on an Irish accent. He stares at your outstretched hand. He towers above you. You can see that he is still wet from the pool as he's just walked through. And his friend behind him is staying completely silent, just staring you down, like looking at you intensely from eye to eye. Ash. As the first one reaches his hand out, you can see that his hands are impossibly big, the size of your head or bigger. And as he goes to grab this, what looked like a decent sized chunk of cheese in your hand, is actually a tiny crumb to this guy's enormous, thick, like, worker hands. And this grimy, wet, cracked skin drags against your feathers, and you can feel some of them being tugged in all the wrong ways as this piece of cheese leaves your hand. And please give me a persuasion check. In fact, no, this would be a deception check.
No, help. Can someone help?
Oh no!
An 8 deception. You wanted to give the help action?
Yeah.
Do it with your words. What persuade me with your words? Like, what conversation are you saying to this guy to make it an advantage to?
Yeah, this is really, really awesome cheese. It comes from one of our friends' homeland, and we've taken good care of it the whole way here. And you know, it's also kind of been our only food source, so you know, it's been really good and helpful for us, and healthy, and good for survival. It's delicious, I tell you.
You can see this
I
guy,
really tell you.
the sclera, the whites of this guy's eyes are really not white at all. They are black. And the irises are, like, they're as blue as the pools that you swam through. But even for a blue-eyed, like, long-haired, well-appointed person as this, you can see that he looks like he is not going to take any of your shit. And I will give you advantage, but yeah, I don't know whether it's going to help out in the conversation much with this guy, because he's not going to be rolling at disadvantage. Ash, give me another deception check. Flat. We take the higher of these two. That is a 13. He is going to roll insight against this. His insight, it's a -1, because he gets a -1 to his wisdom, but he's not proficient in this. So this is going to be, I'm going to make it a, oh, I'm going to make it a blind roll, so you can't see what he just rolled. He takes the cheese from out of your hand, this tiny crumb. He throws it into his mouth. And it gets caught on one of his teeth. He's got one of these, like, big, jutting out teeth. And it just slams into this thick, dense tusk of a tooth. And just gets lost somewhere in the cavernous mouth of his. I taste no cheese. Is this illusion? You give me fake? You give me fake cheese? I will grind your bones myself and make cheese of my own. How about that, birdie?
Wait,
And he
what do you think
points
cheese
you
is?
down. Cheese is made from the cow, the yak. We get from mountain.
I mean, cheese is made with milk, yes, but it's not meat.
I will show you, cheese. I cut off your leg. I use your bone meal to make more cheese with the milk I have. Then you will tell me what is and is not cheese. Understand? We're going to all roll initiative.
I'm sorry, everybody.
Was I able to take a long rest?
No, I don't think so.
No, not yet. That was before you got to finish it.
Oh,
Great.
are you rolling our own?
Oh,
Or are we
Hang
rolling
on.
our?
Let's reset. There you go. I
Do I
meant to
roll
click
again?
roll NPCs and it didn't do that.
Okay, because I got a 20.
Oh gosh.
Well, if you got a 20, then I've got to honor it, but don't expect
I'd
it.
love to defend you all, but I'm right at the back.
I mean,
Okay.
it's a dirty 20, but it's still
got
20.
a 17 and then I got a 10, but I didn't see the 17 because all the other things came through first.
I did see that 2 of you had rolled already, so I will update yours to be a 17. Ash, you are attacking first.
Awesome. So first, what I'm gonna do, since he wants to use my legs, I'm gonna hit him with a guiding bolt.
That's a ranged attack. That would be at disadvantage where you're stood.
Okay, then I'm gonna instead hit him with a melee attack, but I'm gonna use Primal Savagery before I do it.
Good stuff.
Why did it do it twice?
That does not miss. That does not hit his AC, unfortunately.
Ew, that's gross. In that case, shit, that was an action and didn't do anything. Well, am I within hitting distance?
Yeah.
Gross. All right, I'm just gonna stand here. I only have one
Okay.
action I can do, and yeah.
Great.
Oh no! Wait! I could do a bonus action. I'm gonna do
Yeah, you can.
Sanctuary. On Briar.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Cool. There you go. You have the sanctuary effect. Oh, what's your concentration? Oh, guidance. Oh, the guidance is already gone, so you don't need to hold concentration on that. And your mage armor. Pardon me. The mage armor, which lasts 8 hours. I would say that would have just run out because this is towards the end of a long rest, and those are 8 hours. So you no longer have the mage armor, Ruby, and you are not concentrating on detect magic either.
Yeah, I couldn't work out how to stop concentrating on that. But
It's cool.
yeah, the mage armor had come off after last session.
Yeah, it's on the effects tab. You still had the mage armor applied, but yeah, it's on your effects tab.
Oh, I
and then
must
you
have
just
toggled unarmored
it off,
defense
yeah.
back on then because I was still AC 14. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. All right. So Ash has missed. It is now Aldrin's turn.
Alright. We're at the back here, which is not a bad thing. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, did I not put my poison ball on my favorites yet? There it is, acid ball. Oh, acid. That's what it was. Okay, so let's do acid ball. And it gives me a ring.
Mm-hmm.
If I toss it, can you see where my prediction toss?
I can't see it
places?
until you put it down. Until
Okay.
you've clicked it down, all I see is blank.
Okay.
There we
That
go.
hits both of them.
It
Can I
does.
launch it there?
Yeah, you can, because that's where the cave wall is. So you're cramped
Okay.
in, but you are just able to hit it there. Yeah.
Perfect. To hit these guys
okay.
from the rear.
So they need to
But
dex
not
save.
hit our squad.
That is a save and a fail.
Nice. So damage roll.
26 to the...
8d6.
So the first guy takes half of it, and the second guy takes the full amount.
Nice.
All right. And you can see that their clothing is like rotting away with the acid, and they are left with just their like, in effect, their fantasy tidy whities.
And I say to Ferdinand, see, that's how that attack worked.
Are they the enemy home green? Is that right?
Yes. Yes,
Oh,
they're
okey
enemy.
doke. I
Right now,
think I'm
they are
beginning to
enemy.
understand. They do look
Yeah.
a little bit like the home green. The, what did you call it? The lolly pad.
Lily pad.
Lily pad.
There's, you know the little blossom
Oi.
that comes out of it? That's the lily. That's the flower.
What's a blossom?
The white thing that opens up with all the petals. All the
Oh,
little bits.
the sleepy white. The home
Yeah,
green has
sleepy
the
white.
sleepy white on the top of it sometimes.
Yeah, the sleepy white. That's the lily.
Why
And
does
then
that come
the
out?
home green is the pad.
This conversation continues through the battle.
Yep.
Do you want to use your movement or bonus action at all?
We're gonna stay put for now.
All right.
I think.
Now it
Yeah.
is the troll's turns. So this troll is going to attack first. He is going to... Ooh. What can he do? Because he is stuck currently where he is.
Am I capable of grabbing somebody and moving backwards? Because, like, could I run
that would
up
be an
and
action.
grab this noodle and run back?
It would be an
Or-
action.
okay.
Because you
That
would
would be a
be,
full
like,
action.
grappling.
Right.
Yeah. So he's going to walk through your spaces. Because he is larger than you. And he is going to attack you first, Aldrin.
Oh shit. Should've run.
He gets multi-attack. He can attack once with his bite and twice with his claws. So he is going to do so.
So we didn't get an opportunity attack since he ran past us all?
You have to ask. I'm not going to give it to you automatically. You have to say if you're going to take it. So you did the right thing. Ash, you do get an opportunity attack, and so does Aurelie.
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh.
I'm gonna attack.
I'm not
with
just
the
gonna
sunblade.
I'm not just gonna tell you openly that you get it now. You've been doing this for a year. If you don't know that you get opportunity attacks, I can't help you. Right. So, what did we get in terms of rolls against Aldrin? Aldrin has got an AC of 15. That means we got 3 hits.
No.
The Sunblade does
didn't
not
attack.
hit. Okay, so the bite was a 19 for 9 damage, and then the claws we got it was a 17 and an 18, and we get 6 damage on the first one, and then 9 damage on the second. So you take
So we're not seeing these rolls?
all of that. Yeah, I'm gonna put it back onto public now, but you would have known. Right, that
That's
is
a lot.
then his turn over with. It's now Briar's turn. Briar, you are sandwiched. What do you want to do? I'm gonna take Aurelie's opportunity attack while you tell me what you were gonna do.
You were also sanctuaried, so
Yeah. So, question: healing myself or casting Twilight Sanctuary, are either of those considered an attack?
Healing yourself
If
or
you-
casting Twilight Sanctuary? No, I don't think so.
I know
Just
that
gonna-
healing yourself is not an attack, so it doesn't
No.
do anything against the enemy. It just helps you.
Right. And I just wanted to make sure before I did anything.
Hmm.
Because I do not want to get hit with this little HP, so I am going to heal myself
Cool.
first.
I just need to go somewhere a sec. I'll be right back.
Sure. Isabel's last in the
Casting
order,
that.
so we're probably going to take a while to pull together.
Third cast.
Cool.
Roll.
Then you take 21
21.
HP. You are
That
nearly up
feels
to
a little
half.
better.
That's a nice roll.
Yep. You're
And
half a
then-
HP point away from being at half HP.
Oh wait, Twilight Sanctuary is an action, not a bonus action. What was I thinking? Okay, that will be it for me for this round because I
Okay.
still don't want to take an attack quite yet.
Great stuff. Then The troll here is also going to pass by a few of you. Briar, you can
I
now
want to.
take an opportunity attack if you wish.
I would like to as well.
You've already used your reaction. You can't.
I thought it was per enemy that went by.
Nope. It is. You get one reaction in between every turn.
Oh no.
I will pass my opportunity attack. I don't feel secure in my health quite yet, so.
Okie doke. Maggie is going to take an attack. Swipes out with a dagger and only gets a 4 on the die, so does not manage to hit. This troll is going to attack Aldrin as well. Aldrin, I think by you doing your acid ball that they are pissed off at you. So they are definitely going to be attacking
That
you
would
first
make
and foremost.
sense.
So we get... it was 1 bite and 2 claws. So there's my bite of 17 and my claws of 21 and 15. They should all hit you. That then is going to be...
Oh shit. Aldrin hurt. Aldrin very much hurt.
bite, claw, and claw. That's a lot of damage, my friend.
Yep.
In one turn, Aldrin is down to 2 HP.
I am back.
I need to run away.
It is
Aldrin's almost
now Ruby's turn.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going well, isn't it?
What did I miss?
Oh, Aldrin's on 2 HP.
Aldrin's nearly dead.
Yeah, it's great.
Man.
I think we might need some raging and some strong hits
Help.
after Ruby.
Oh, I
Go.
intend to.
Yeah. So on that note, since Ruby's feeling very vulnerable because she doesn't have major armor on, but this is fine. Everything's fine. Only has 1 key point. Who needs more? Right. I am going to do an unarmed strike on the troll that's closest to me. I think I'm within range, but I'll do that just to
Yeah,
be
you are, yeah.
clear.
This is the edge of him. He's
yeah.
10 foot square. He's this big.
He is a 10-foot square. I feel that.
Yeah.
Feel that. Bear with me. Okay, cool. Sorry, I was just reading something. Anyway,
Cool.
Here's an attack.
Lovely.
There it is. Is that a natural
27
20?
hits.
Bollocks. No, it's not.
No, it would come
30.
up in green if it was.
Dirty. I don't have damage. I still
Oh,
not got that
damn it.
button.
There you go.
Are you rolling? Thank you. And then I guess I'll do my extra attack as well.
Sure.
Here's that.
That also hits.
Do you
And
mind rolling the
again,
damage?
I'll do the damage. God damn it.
Teamwork. So I will then do my last key point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, 2 flurry of blows. Let me just actually roll with my unarmed thingamabobs.
Mm-hmm.
Bloody hell, getting buttons everywhere. So that's the first one. If you wanna roll the
Also
damage one,
hits.
please. Thank you. Here's my next one.
It also hits. Just keep it open.
Thank you. Can you roll my damage, please?
Yeah. I'm just keeping it open
Ta.
at this point.
That is all I can do. That's my action,
Okay.
my bonus action. I would love to move out of the way.
This guy looks
But I'm
hurt.
gonna have to stand right here.
Yeah.
Good. Fucking dick. That's what Ruby says. Just fucking dick. Very pleased with
Aureli's
Massive attack
turn.
at Aldrin.
Aureli is melee only, and so is going to step in here and hope to get some sneak attacks off. So Aureli is going to do quarterstaff and offhand dagger. Well, actually, no, you can only do an offhand when you've got a single-handed weapon, so never mind. Just the quarterstaff then. So that is a 23 to hit. And we're going to do 4 damage, but then she's got sneak attack, which is 23 damage. So that is 27 damage altogether to this guy, which brings him down to 0. He is defeated. You defeat my brother. I will kill you. I'd like to see you try, says Aureli. And then Aureli just immediately, like, ducks out of the way and tries to hide behind Isabel. like, is really not standing up to her words since she knows how hurt she is.
Don't worry, don't worry. You can stand behind me all you want.
But she's gonna do a cunning action hide with her bonus action, and is going to roll stealth to make sure that she can actually hide away from this guy. And
Can I help her
unfortunately,
in that regard?
no, you would have to do it on your turn, and it's not your turn yet, since
No.
it takes an action. But what do you call it? Her stealth roll is lower than his passive perception, so she fails, unfortunately. It is now Maggie's turn. Maggie does have a hand crossbow, and so is going to fire that off. Maggie only has 21 HP maximum, and is currently at 14 only. A single one of this guy's attacks might kill her. So she's keeping her distance, and is instead just going to rely on sneak attack. Since Isabel, you are flanking this guy. So she's going to fire off hand crossbow at range, which is a crit. And she is going to add to that her sneak attack, which will also be doubled, because it is also a crit. Because you get to double your sneak attack die as well. That then comes up to 27 damage in total with a simple hand crossbow, and he is nearly at half health. That was Maggie's turn. Maggie is going to... I don't think she can realistically hide where she is, so she's going to hide around the corner here instead, and use this as her opportunity to do a cunning action hide, and is going to roll stealth. And her stealth is also 11. His passive perception is 12, just so you know. But yeah, he definitely can see both of them, so they are not hidden. It is now Isabel's turn. Isabel, you are last in the order. Do what you want.
Alright,
Hey, Sammy.
basically I'm just going to rage because nobody's going to hurt my friends.
I
and no
mistakenly
one
left
to
the
kill
thing
without
on.
me.
This is our usual
He's
D&D
trying to kill him
stream.
first.
But the Kukuro, I'm
I did
hoping
use
to
ability. I don't
continue
know why it
streaming
didn't show up.
again.
Anyway,
But yeah, I didn't know why
Did
it
it use-
really didn't show up before. But
is
yeah,
it attached
was
to it? Because
it was on before anyway.
oh, there it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I have
Okay, I'm going to give him a smack with my 4-point grade.
I've changed
Great
it
axe
now so that
reckless
the
attack.
title reflects.
I remembered this time.
Dungeons and Dragons.
So, just attack.
But yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
God,
I'm
I
talking to
heard
chat.
breakfast attack. I think I'm just hungry.
Did I just do all that? I swear I haven't muted the mic. Did I just say a lot of things and not?
You
heard?
said a lot of things, but you did not click anything by the looks of things. I
Oh,
gave
yeah,
you
sorry.
rage. I was talking to chat.
Hold on. Do I get advantage? For reckless? I can't remember.
If you use reckless, then yes, you do get advantage. But he will get advantage against you. Next turn.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
32 is
That's a
good,
good
but it's
smack
not a
roll.
crit. It will beat his AC of 15 for sure.
Oh, so close to.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
going to give him a
joining
smack
in on the
like that.
VC is a different matter. We have people
And then
in
I'm going
the
to
chat,
just do a normal
who-
attack again.
like in the stream,
Using my
who
second
have
attack.
been here for a long time, and those people are trusted to be here and not, you
And
know,
I
and be
Guess I
able
hit
to
there,
like
and then
not act unusually
Two.
or do anything that I can't
13.
control on the mic. So those are people that I would need to know
Smack
for a
him
while,
twice.
unfortunately. That is great. He is looking quite hurt.
nobody gets away with threatening my friends.
All right. That then is going to be Ash's turn, unless you want to move somewhere, Isabel.
I'd be getting an attack of opportunity from him if I tried. So I'm just going to
Only if you move away from him.
I'm
You
going
could
to be.
stay within his threatened area on his perimeter.
Oh, no. I'm protecting Aurelie.
Okay. Well, then
Well,
it's Ash's
actually,
turn.
I could do that better actually.
Yeah, you
there
can do
go. Better.
Ash, what do you want to do?
First, I am gonna cast Healing Word, which is technically a bonus action,
Mm-hmm.
on Aldrin as a level 3.
Yeah.
My rolls suck, but you get 10 more HP.
Great stuff.
And it... He's still so close.
A ranged attack only has disadvantage if it's inside of, like if it's right in front of you, like 5 feet away. If it's 10 feet away or more, then it's at normal roll. The only reason that you have the disadvantage for a ranged attack at 5 feet is because it's so hard to hit someone point blank with like a fantasy weapon. You're like pointing a crossbow at someone who can dodge left and right. Because their AC accounts for their dexterity. Your armor class isn't just how hard your armor is, it's also how well you can dodge away from the person's attacks.
Then
So
I'm going to do this
think of it as
guiding
that.
bolt attack.
Great stuff. That hits. A dirty 20. We love that.
15 damage.
And 15 damage is enough to put this guy down.
How
Nice.
dare you insult my cheese and hurt my friends?
In his final
Cheese
breath,
is
he says, "Your cheese was shit," and then he dies.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Let the guy have the last word. He's dead.
He got the last word.
I may have missed it, or I'm just getting lost. How did you do those 2 spells that turn?
One was a bonus
guiding
action.
bolt. Wait, is
I
that?
thought
They're
you
both
could use
leveled, aren't
spells.
they?
Oh wait, yeah.
They're both
Was
leveled
guiding bolt?
spells.
I thought guiding bolt might have been a cantrip. Was guiding
No,
bolt?
it's a leveled spell.
Sacred
It's a
Fire.
leveled
No, that's-
spell. Are you
Yeah.
cheating, Ash?
No, because one's a bonus action and one is
It
a
doesn't
regular
matter.
action.
You can't do 2 leveled spells.
Okay, then I don't heal. Aldrin.
No,
She
you
didn't
did
put
that
her- They
first.
didn't put it on anyway.
You did that first. You do what you did first, and you. I'm sorry, but that's a
But
missed
it was-
opportunity. You don't say, "Oh well, I would have done this otherwise," because that's metagaming. You did what you did first, and then you would not have had the opportunity to use guiding bolt afterwards. So no, that's it.
Okay, well then negate the guiding bolt, and instead I'm gonna just. Can I do a cantrip?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Oh, D&D,
well, then
we
my
have
cantrip
this
is gonna
one
be,
long
Sacred
campaign that we
Flames,
run
and I'm
with
gonna Throw
the
it
same
at that
party for the full time. What we did used to do was we did used to have
Did I do it?
we did used to have
See if they have a
something
dexterity.
called Cryptic Critters, which was like dungeon raids, and that you might have been able to
Yeah.
join, but we don't do that anymore because I don't have it in my schedule. Sorry.
10 damage instead of 15.
He does not go down from that hit, and still turns to you and says, "Your cheese was shit."
Aldrin, put your health on.
But
So I
I've
can do
already ended the combat because you I trusted you, and it turns out I was wrong to trust you.
It could be
Fucking-
forgetfulness, to be fair.
Action and bonus
I did.
action
Easily
is absolute
Easily done.
bullshit. There is nothing there that is cool with that.
I did forget.
But
But Aureli's turn would be next anyway.
I've been doing this with you for over a year. Right. Who was after Aldrin? Was it
Aureli.
Aureli?
I was after Aldrin, and then
No,
Aureli.
because
was
you were
after me.
first.
Was
You
it
got a
Brian?
20. Aldrin got a 17.
Should I scroll up a bit?
Or was
Aldrin was after Ash, then it was one of the trolls, and then it was me.
Then it was you. Okay. I know that
Aldrin
Isabel
next.
was last.
Okay.
So we'll put...
I was after one of the trolls.
I think the troll went
Aldrin.
after Aldrin for sure. So we'll give that to the troll, and then
I was after Briar was after the troll.
you were directly after the troll.
Yeah.
Okay. So then
I
Aureli
think I was then
will
after
get
Briar.
14.
I can find up.
You were after Briar. Okay, so then we'll change this to 13.
I was dead last.
So then you're 14. Yeah, I've given you a 1. Maggie, I think,
Wah,
was
wah.
the last one before Isabel. So I'll give Maggie a 2. Okay. Right. Alright. Listen, I know that people forget, but there are 2 economies at work when you are a spellcaster. When you are any type of normal fighter, you get an action and a bonus action. True. But when you are a spellcaster, you also have to consider whether it is a leveled spell or a cantrip. You can only cast a maximum of 1 leveled spell per turn. Never any more than 2. Alright? Never any more than 1. If you do 2 or more, you are just flat out cheating, because that's not in the rule book. It doesn't matter that one's an action and one's a bonus action. If you cast more than one leveled spell, you are cheating. That's as simple as that. So I appreciate that you forgot, but we've been doing this for over a year now. So I have a very low tolerance for that. So this will, it's fine. We can put it down as, mistakes made. But please do, everybody, remember this in future. Because yes, it is against the rules to cast more than one leveled spell per turn. Thank you. Aldrin, it's your turn. You are at very, very low HP, but so is the troll. If you miss and the troll goes next, then they might kill you. You have 2 HP left.
Can a
troll-
bonus action a potion of healing?
Yes.
Okay, bonus action, potion healing.
5 HP applied to you. You've now got 7.
Okay. Where's Trollbro? Trollbro is right in front of me.
Yes.
Wait.
Trollbro is still very angry at you, and you don't know why. But he targeted you the moment you used that acid ball.
He don't like me. I wanna run away.
I wouldn't.
Misty Step.
Misty
Okay.
Step would do it. Yeah, Misty Step would do it. 30
5,
feet.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Good shit. No opportunity
and then
attack.
back. And then I'll just go run away a little further away, even.
Just to make sure he can't chase you.
Yeah,
Good shit.
just so he can't chase. I think that's
Where
what
have
I
you
was
gone? I will kill you!
thinking. No, you won't. We're over here now. Goodbye.
Okay then. So,
Um,
that's your bonus action and your movement. You still have action. Is there anything you want to do with that?
Oh, I think I
Oh,
used
wait.
Misty Step
Well,
as
you
a,
used
as
Misty
a
Step and
action.
you used
No.
your potion, so we'll say that the potion was an action.
Misty Step's a bonus action.
Yeah.
Oh,
But potions are usually actions, so we'll say
Oh.
that the potion was
okay.
just used as an action. I only allow you
Mhm.
to do it as a bonus action because I'm generous. It is in the current
Thank
rule
you.
book, but the old rule book that we follow technically doesn't have it as a bonus action. That's a house rule. So using it as an action is actually what the rule book says, and that's fine. I don't mind you using it as an action. So that would be your whole turn then. You don't have
Okey-dokey.
anything left. Thankfully for you, trolls don't have ranged attacks. You know what they do have, though, is regeneration. If they get to their turn and you have not hit them with fire or acid, then they gain 10 HP at the start of their turn. That's
no.
why he was pissed off at you, because you hit him with fucking acid, of all things. So he now gets 10 HP back just because he survived that entire time without being hit by fire or
I hit
by
him with
acid.
fire with the Sacred Flame.
You didn't hit him with Sacred Flame, did you? Was it Sacred Flame?
Yeah.
Yes,
oh,
it
is
was.
Sacred Flame. Is it fire damage or is it radiant?
It's radiant.
Ah,
I'm pretty
shit.
sure.
It's radiant damage, so it's not fire damage.
Yeah, that name is tricky because it definitely sounds
Yeah,
like
it
it
is.
should be fire.
Yeah. But
It does.
Sacred is definitely tips its hat on that one, isn't it? It gives you the clue.
Whichever
that
name
it's
comes
definitely
first is
radiant.
usually the one.
Yeah. Right, so he gets back his 10 HP, and he knows that he's not going to win this. He's clever enough to know that much. Although his wisdom is low, so he's not clever enough to know that he needs to run away and retreat. So instead of retreating, knowing that he's going to lose, he sees that his dead brother is right here, and Isabel is stood directly on top of his body. But Isabel seems to be a little bit more tricky than he would have liked. So instead, what he's going to do is he's going to come around here and he's going to kill Maggie.
No, not Maggie.
Ooh,
He attacks with a bite, a claw, and a claw. That is an 18, a 17, and an 18. Maggie's AC is 12, and Maggie has 14 HP. If he can get 14 plus her maximum HP again in all of these attacks, then she is fully down and dead. There will be no
And
reviving
Aurelia
her
is
unless
just
you
gonna-
use Revivify.
Aurelia's
so
gonna disembowel a troll then.
14 would be... So we got 9 HP damage first. She's down to only 5 HP left. Now, this next one was a claw, and that is 11 damage. That takes her down to death saving throws. Now, any attack that he hits now automatically counts as a crit, which then it counts as 2, because she'll be prone after that second attack. So even though I rolled them ahead of time, it still counts in this order. So she'll be prone on the ground, and any damage that he deals to her is an auto crit, which then means that it counts as 2 death saving throws. So she now takes 2 death saving throws. Failed. 1 more death saving throw, and she is full dead. Full dead forever. That is the end of the troll's turn. It is now Briar's turn. Briar, the troll, has regenerated and has hit Maggie for a lot of damage. Maggie is currently on the floor doing death saving throws, and with her mechanical beak replacement, you can see, it's kind of like creaking open and close, like she's trying to breathe and is struggling to.
Okay,
I kill your birdie friend. Now I kill the other birdie friend. You give me bad cheese. You lied to me in my own home. I kill both of you.
So Maggie is considered, like,
She is
dead
prone,
right now?
prone, incapacitated on death saving throws. If she has 1 failure on her turn, then she dies outright.
So she is currently dying.
Dying, but not dead.
So I
She is
can't
unconscious
use,
and very
like,
close to death.
revivify, but I can heal.
If
I
you
can spare
heal,
the
then
dying,
you will
but
give
need
her
to
health
go
and
there.
it will return her to life, and it will reset all of her death saves.
Sorry, say that again.
If
Heal her.
if you heal her, then she will return from incapacitated. She will be awake again. She will have health, and it will reset all of her failed death saves. So if she does go to 0 again, then she will be back at 0 both ways.
Okay.
To use Revivify, she has to be full dead already. And I think you only have a minute to do that after she's died. Like, she has to have died within the last minute. Plus, you need to have a diamond worth, I think, is it 250 gold?
Yes.
Right.
All right, I'm going to cast Sanctuary on Maggie.
Okay.
What is leveling it up at different levels, if the word?
It'll say in the wording of it. At the very end of the spell description, usually.
It doesn't.
Then it would only be if you were short on spell slots for that spell.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So it wouldn't do anything extra, basically.
Right.
Okay.
That is my bonus action.
So it's
for
going to
my-
protect her from attacks, basically.
Yeah, and then bonus
Yeah.
action, I'm gonna channel Twilight Divinity, or channel Divinity Twilight Sanctuary.
Okay.
Words messed up there, but yeah.
Yeah.
And so, let's roll. Would you like me to roll for everybody, or are we doing individual?
Just roll for everyone, yeah. It's plus
Okay.
your modifier, isn't it, I think?
And it doesn't give me an option to actually roll anything.
Oh, so you basically grant them one of the effects. So they can either be you can end the charmed or frightened effect, or you can give them temporary hit points equal to 1d6 plus your cleric level.
Yeah, so,
So
I'm doing the temporary hit
1d6
points.
plus. Yeah, we do 1d6 plus 8. Which
1d6.
is death.
Oh, okay. I was typing it. All right.
So you
10.
got
So
10,
everybody's got 10 temporary.
10, yeah.
Then.
10 HP.
Yep.
Whenever a creature ends its turn in the sphere, you can grant that creature one of these benefits. So at the end of each person's turn, you will gain 10
Right, you
temporary
have to be
HP.
within in my little bubble. It's a 30-foot radius from me, I believe.
Yeah. Tax, is that temporary? Yeah, you need to remove that temporary HP. You've not ended your turn in it yet. That then is Ruby's turn. Unless you want to move somewhere.
No, I'm staying put.
Good shit. Then
I am
Ruby, your
adding
turn.
my temporary HP though.
Yeah, because you've just ended your turn there, yeah.
Yep.
I think everybody but Aldrin is going to be within it, but we'll put down the circle just so that everyone can see. Ruby, what do you want to do to this terrible, terrible guy?
Yep.
Punch it, punch it, punch it.
Punch?
Um,
Are we going to punch?
is Maggie... So Maggie's got Sanctuary on her?
Yes.
Okay. And that stops her being targeted of attacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she'll still do death throws, saving throws. Yeah?
I do death throws.
Death throws.
I
Death
believe
saving
so,
throws.
yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just checking, because I'm thinking, it's probably not. I'm just trying to work out whether, because I've run out of bonus action attacks now because I'm out of key. So I'm trying to work out whether it's better to attack the dude, but my attack bonuses are, say, lower than Isabel's, or whether to cast Spare the Dying on Maggie, which will at least stabilize her. So I don't believe it means that I don't think she'd need to do death saving throws anymore. That's what I'm thinking.
If you focus on getting Maggie up, I can focus on giving a death throw to this person.
Yeah.
Okay.
I managed
So
to add the
apparently
damage roll.
Why am I doing damage?
I was testing to see if I could add the damage
Oh, sorry. Yes, the damage has come up. I can see
button.
it.
Great. Alright.
Cool. So I, on that note, I won't use it just to be a pain in the ass. I will move here.
Mm-hmm.
It's within 15 feet, and Maggie's within 15 feet.
Exactly,
I will
yeah.
cast Spare the Dying on her,
Lovely.
which is a cantrip. So yeah, she becomes
Okay.
stable, basically.
So Maggie is now stable and is
Yeah.
no longer making death saving throws.
Yeah, and is sanctuaried, which is perfect.
Yeah.
I have no bonus actions I can do. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I really
Don't
did
worry.
not.
We can
Oh,
take
oh, hang on. Hang on.
hanging.
I do. How? I don't know. How? He's very. Yes. Why not? Excuse me. No one understood a word I'm just doing.
No.
I'm going to cast Hex on him. Hex is a bonus action, and Spare the Dying is a cantrip. So here we go.
Nice.
So I'm going to curse him, it, they. So
Mm-hmm.
I can then choose what ability he has disadvantage on.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be an attack disability.
No.
Disadvantage. But I could choose like strength, couldn't I? If he's, I'm assuming, probably using
Yeah.
strength attacks. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me
Am
just
I
have a
right
look at the
in that?
wording and make sure that this works for it.
Shall I cast it and then it will come up? There you go.
I can make it come up for me anyway, but yeah, you can do that.
Well, I cast it now, so deal with me.
Also, choose one ability when you cast the spell. The target has disadvantage on ability checks made with the chosen ability.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
So-
and if I attack, it then gets an extra 1d6 necrotic damage, but I'm not attacking this turn, so that'll, if he's still there,
Yeah.
come up
So
next turn.
any strength-based ability check.
Yes, I'm choosing strength because I
Yeah.
think he's attacking with strength, not dex.
But
I am
that
really
doesn't affect
hoping.
his. It won't affect his attack rolls. It will affect his
Oh, bollocks.
ability checks.
Oh,
So if I did an arm
So
wrestle,
a
it might be alright.
strength-based ability check would be athletics and only athletics.
bollocks. Right, I see what you mean. Sugar. Maybe I should choose Constitution then. I don't know. Ah,
It
sugar.
would still be
No.
an ability check.
Right.
I know, but I'm thinking if someone like casts a spell, it's like a dex saving throw. That would be an ability check. Or
No,
like,
it wouldn't.
oh,
would be a
I'm
saving
just a
throw.
I'm just a dumb dick. Maybe I shouldn't cast
An
a spell. You know
ability
what?
check is a specific thing.
Fine.
It's your list of
I'm refunding
abilities
this.
that you either have or don't have proficiency in.
Alright.
That are athletics, acrobatics, insight, deception, perception,
I'm just
etc.
being a big dumb. All
It's
right,
cool,
I'm
it's
being
cool,
a
it's
big
cool.
dumb.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm being a big dumb.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that then. Fuck him. He can. It's just deal with. He can deal with it. I'll save my. I will. Taunt him. So yes,
Yeah.
I will taunt
Yeah.
him instead.
Is
I
this
can't
the
push
taunt?
him,
Because
that's not
honestly,
really-
I'm feeling
No.
taunted right now. I'm feeling like, really? You just spent 5 minutes saying I'm going to do something and now I'm not going to do
And
it
then I
anymore.
refunded it.
Yeah.
Well,
Great.
maybe that's what Ruby. She's still thinking about Aldrin talking to Ferdinand, and it's just that behind this troll's back, and I'm just
Yep.
being aggravating. There you go. I'm
Great.
done now. Pass turn.
Good. Yeah, wonderful. Lovely. I guess Aurelie is going to come round to Maggie and is going to use a medicine check to see if there's anything more that she might be able to do. Because at the moment she's feeling kind of useless and doesn't really know what's going on because her friend is dying in front of her. Gets a 12, which is not going to be enough to do much. So she's going to try and step out of this guy's radius to hide, but he's not going to disengage to do so. So he is going to get an opportunity attack against her. She's going to roll a stealth when she gets there and gets a 22, which is enough to hide, but he still gets an opportunity attack before she gets there. So he's going to do a claw attack, which only gets a 12, and her AC is 13. So she just manages to dodge out of the way. And that is Aurelie's turn. It is now Maggie's turn. Maggie is stabilized, but is still incapacitated. So has nothing that she can do. It is Isabel's turn. Isabel, you're the last in the turn.
Okay,
What
well,
would you like to do?
we're smacking this guy.
Give him a schmack.
Hold on, I'm trying. Why am I not being able to? I can't click my portrait. It's the thing over it. The area thing. Is it over my portrait that I can't click it?
You would only not be able to click it if you don't have character part selected. I'll delete
does,
it. If that helps.
does Maggie
I can't.
get? Does Maggie get the 10 HP temporary?
Hold on, I'm just gonna
Oh,
reload
for
one
sure,
sec.
yeah.
See if this works. But I
Also,
can't seem to
Aurelie
click my
would get it.
status.
You
Oh.
don't. I don't think you would get temporary HP. No, because you can't heal. When you've got 0
Oh, yeah, there we go.
HP, a temporary HP does nothing to you.
Okay.
Oh, can I reckless attack, or is that only a one-off thing?
No, you can reckless attack. You can reckless attack once at the start of each turn.
Okay, I am reckless attacking the bugger.
Go for
I
it.
smack him.
That hits.
Damage.
17 damage.
Yep. Do I need to do another one, or is he gone already?
Isabel, describe the kill.
Yes.
Okay. I know the great axe is meant to only lop off heads when it's critical, but can I just say I lopped off his head anyway?
Sure. He's dead.
You
Once he's down,
bastard.
you can do whatever the fuck you want to his body. Might as well do it while he's stood up.
I smack his head off, and then I keep smacking him, smacking him because I'm still enraged.
When you
Even though after he's
you
pulverizing
hack
him.
away, you keep hacking away. You take off like the front of his head first, and you can see that there is a piece of cheese stuck in his teeth that never made it to his tongue or his throat. So he thought that you had
You liar!
like lied to him. He was fully convinced that you'd not giving him anything and that it was a trick. But in actual fact, it was his own teeth that had caught it, and he had no idea.
Oh.
He's now dead from a clumsy misunderstanding. But
Guys, I think I
you are now back to life. Isabel, you can take your 10 temp HP. Ash, you can do the same. And Maggie
I'm
is
just
still
gonna
unconscious.
I'm casting heal on Maggie.
She looks around
I'm going to kill Bird.
and mimics that the way that he said.
I drink that.
You drink that? Good shit.
I'm glad you're okay now, Maggie.
You're
Aldrin, it's
now,
okay to come
Maggie.
back now.
You hear that echo through the entire chamber, and rocks start to like fall from the ceiling a little
I
bit.
think we need to go somewhere else
Wait, I didn't
now.
thaumaturge yet.
You're shouting in a cave. Anyone shouting in a cave is likely to make some rocks fall. But yeah, you should be safe from being heard since you're on the other side of a water feature. But you know, Aldrin's words ring in your ears just the same, and you start to consider whether you should move.
We should go.
I mean, they said it was their cave, and there's only 2 of them. Do you think there's more?
Yes.
Could be.
Can I
We
just
need
shout
to
for them
find
to
a
come?
place to rest.
Point being, I don't want to find out.
Well,
Where's the water out of here?
Aurelie says, well, the thing... There were barracks, but we'd have to pretend to be guards. I think, unless you guys can think of something else.
I'm not sure how guard-like the whole group appears.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
we find some guards and take their uniforms?
That could work.
We'd have to knock them out or kill them.
I don't feel like killing anybody if we don't have to.
Maggie says that
No.
word for word. I don't feel like
Word.
killing anybody if we don't have to.
Maggie. Maggie
I
can
mean-
copycat.
I don't understand. Your voice just came from that crevice over there.
Yeah, that's Maggie. Cause she learned from Victor how to
Mimic.
help. Mimic.
Maggie is not the bad guy, is she? She's the
No,
home.
Maggie's a good guy.
She's the home green.
Yeah, Maggie's our friend. Maggie's
Right.
a home green.
Right. I understand.
I don't think keep thinking that she's talking about. They're talking about Facebook. Maggie's talking about baseball or something.
Huh?
You know, home green.
Ferdinand?
Oh, Ferdinand. Sorry, Ferdinand.
Oh, Ferdinand. No, he's talking about the lily pads.
Yeah, you weren't there. You weren't awake for any of that. You might have heard it, and it might have bled into one of your dreams. But yeah, you definitely you didn't hear. You also weren't there for Ruby starting to lose her shit over this whole thing continuing for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And we're still going on about it.
Yeah, we need to get some sleep or we'll go crazy.
Yeah, I would say that if you don't have a long rest in the next period available, then you are going to get into the first level of exhaustion, because you already walked for a long way to get here, and you still have been interrupted most of the way through a long rest. Aldrin did manage to long rest, so Aldrin won't be dealing with this, but Aldrin is also very hurt and won't be able to long rest during this period, because you do have to wait a full day to be able to long rest. So Aldrin, you could short rest. You would have to roll. You could then roll your hit die to see if you want to recover some of your health that way. But that would be a 1 hour short rest.
Let's do that.
Okie dokie. Well, you need to find somewhere first, because otherwise you're going to be sat here in this cave again. So, where would you guys want to go?
I'm gonna guess maybe chance it through the waters if those things keep popping up.
Well, let's get a move on then, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then in that case, let me take you back through to the other side. Get rid of this crocodile.
And we're back to square one.
Mm-hmm.
And you're back to square one. Only this time, there's a different person who is very badly hurt.
We just swapped.
Ow.
I've got to take my enraged off. Hold on.
Yeah, that would drop, yeah.
As Ruby washes her paws in the water because she's punched a troll a few times.
Yep. You need to wash again, I was going to say that.
Yeah, of course. That'd be daft. Ruby's going to sort of look to the group and is going, do we really want to be stealing uniforms from guards? Or...
Can't we just
Well-
knock on the door or walk by and
I
not
don't think
bother
this,
people?
I don't think this is a place adventurers come, so they or tourists or anything. So I don't
Is
think
there
there's.
another
No.
way out of here?
I mean, could
we
we
have to
long
stop there?
rest in Leomund's tiny hut? That would
Yeah, in
keep us
theory,
safe,
yeah.
Right?
I think it lasts for the length of a single long rest, though. So you would have to cast it again.
I'd say if you casted it first and then
Do you get what I
casted
mean?
another one.
So like you
Before
could
you
cast
rest.
it if you wanted to do it as like do it for shifts, then yes, you could cast it, but then it would be like you'd have to then cast it a second time for the next shift to be able to go in there and rest. Because how long does it last?
8 hours, and it's also a 3rd level spell slot, which I do not have.
Right. So, 3rd level. Where is it? Leomund's tiny hut. It's also. How many people can it hold again?
9.
9. Okay. That was the thing that was tripping me up. So I was thinking that you'd be able to fit that many in, but not if you've got no spell slots for it. You said that it's a 3rd level, and you don't have any
Yeah.
3rd levels. You do have
Nope.
2 4th levels, which would mean that you'd be able to cast it at a 4th level.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You just wouldn't get any added benefit from it, but you would still get the full hut.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do that?
It's up to the group. I mean, it's technically a safe place,
Yeah.
and we wouldn't have to pretend to be guards.
It's
Sounds good.
neutral climate.
And we could potentially have this hot tub in there with us, I guess.
Let's do it.
Hot tub, hot tub, hot tub.
Hot tub.
Hot
Rest
tub.
without dying.
You can
Don't
flavor
drown
the
in the
hot.
hot
Yeah,
tub.
you can flavor the Leomund's tiny hut however you want. If you want to have a hot tub in there, I'm fine with that.
Hell
You
yeah.
can't-
Hot
you
tub
can't
in the
like
hut.
You can't like pack away a naturally occurring hot tub and put that in there. That's not how that works. But you could have one of your own.
Hot tub in
7
the hut.
hours. 7 hours chilling in a hot tub. All 5 feet apart because we're anxious.
Yeah, there's nothing quite like having a hot tub inside of a tent.
Yep.
So yeah, you are gonna okay. So you're popping in here, and you're all gonna take a long rest.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So Aldrin, you can take a short rest, and you can choose your number of hit dice to roll. You can roll all of them if you want, or you can roll some of them, but you can't roll a few, see how that goes, and then add more on. It doesn't work that way. So you'd have to pick a number and go with it.
I think I only have.
You have as many as your level. So you've got 8 hit dice.
Yeah, it only allows me to say yes, use them. There we go.
There you go.
That was cool. Almost back to full. Let's
There you
go.
go. Right. So yeah, you're nearly back up to full, and you're still missing the spell slot that you've used, but that's it. Because you used Misty Step and an Acid Ball. But yeah, those trolls were there because because of the bones you'd seen, but then also because they can regenerate so long as they've not taken fire, specifically fire, not radiant fire, and acid. Acid, not poison.
Mhm.
That
So
then
we'll-
stops them regenerating.
Are
Otherwise,
we
they
all
can
taking
take
a
another
long
10.
rest?
Yeah, you can all take a
You
long
are
rest.
taking a long rest. I cannot because I already took a long rest.
Yeah, you have to wait. You also will need to lose your temporary HP.
Okay, can do.
Oh, okay. Let me remove it.
Yeah, it
Oh,
wouldn't
where did
last
my
that long.
HP go? I feel weaker.
Ruby's just so thrilled that she's gone through a combat and did not take any damage. 2 combats at that. She's like, what is this? What am I doing? Who am I?
Ultron hurt.
Yeah. Okay. So 8 hours go by. Let's just have a quick look at this again. Okay. So, Aldrin, because you are awake through this, you would know that as these people are all sleeping around you, that there are 4 veteran guards who take up stations around this as it transitions into daylight, and they can clearly see a large tent has just appeared in the middle of their water fountain in the middle of a very busy city. They are calling for others to arrive, but yes, the Learman's tiny hut is transparent from the inside. So
Nice. We have friends.
there will be more people, but you can wake them, but that would stop them from having their long rest. But they can't. This is a Learman's tiny hut. They can't get inside.
So,
When
can
the
they
8
hurt the
hours
hut?
is up, no. When the 8 hours is no, they can't do it. They can't hurt it. No. When the 8 hours ends, the spell ends, and everybody's long rest will finish, but also the hut will disappear.
Okay.
Oh,
But if
How
you can wake people, but that will stop them getting their long rest. They will have to go back to the health they were on and the spell slots they were on, and they will also get a level of exhaustion from not being able to take a long rest. So it's your call whether you wake people or you let them finish. You are the only person awake, so you are the only person who can make this decision.
They need their rest. They're gonna rest.
Okay. Then you all
'Cause I
finish
think
your
it's
long
better
rests.
to start up in a fight rested than
You finish your long
anything.
rests.
But
So the time ticks over. More guards do appear because they've had enough time to amass now. We can see that there are quite a few of them arriving, ready with reinforcements.
Well,
They've had time
they
to
wouldn't be able to
consult.
see us, though.
It's opaque and has a colour. It's in the wording of the spell. It is visible.
Okay.
And it's right in the middle of a water feature in the center of a busy city. So it is definitely visible, but from the inside it's transparent. From the outside it's opaque. So they can definitely see you. And you did put it up right in the middle of one of their major attractions in the city. So unfortunately for everybody, it is definitely something that they have spotted. And they're not particularly happy with people just showing up and making a tent in the middle of their fountain. So, as the tent dissipates and you all wake up feeling lovely and refreshed, you are surrounded by guards. Okay then. I don't know what you're doing here. I don't know what you're thinking of.
leaving, we couldn't find the inn.
You are going to be coming with us now. We have
just-
somewhere for you to go. I would suggest you don't try and fight. There will be
We
more
was just
of
sleeping.
us if you do.
Why
We
Come
was just
quietly.
sleeping, mister.
Come quietly and hand over whatever weapons you have. We will take them now. We will not harm you. but we will take you to a jail cell.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No,
Uh,
I think we're good.
You are most certainly not good. You have taken up a hut in the middle of our city.
It's
This
gone
is a
now.
city run and owned by the gods. If anything
we know them.
happens
We know
here,
one of those.
you will have to defeat them as well. So I would
We know
suggest that
them.
you don't
You should
piss
go
us
get
off.
them, and we should have a conversation with them involved.
I'm sorry,
gonna
are you asking to
gonna
speak to my manager?
Yes.
I'm gonna speak in Celestial and say, then bring them.
Gods can speak any one language, usually common. They are speaking common right now. So
No,
they
but
are not
they're
going to
like-
speak that, and they don't understand what the fuck you just said. To them, it is just a foreign language that they don't get. So the veteran just turns to you and says, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying, but we're going to need to
I
take
would
your
like
weapons
to
now
speak to
and
your
take you
manager.
somewhere else. That's not
I
going to
would
happen.
like to speak to your manager.
Okay,
Or your
guys,
higher up.
let's surround. Let's get these
Who's your
guys.
higher up?
Okay,
I don't
okay,
believe you.
take it easy, take it easy.
We're gonna take
Go
you-
away.
We're taking you somewhere
Out,
safe.
Run away.
No,
Get-
you can't just run away. No, I'm pausing now. You can't run away.
Oh,
I was
man.
gonna say I'm activating my starry form to fly up.
If you do that, then you would be doing it in initiative order. If
You were here,
Aldrin wants to
Aldrin.
run away, then you
No,
will
I'm
be.
not.
If Aldrin's running away, then that's going to be a trigger for a fight. Aldrin already started running away. I'm going to ask you
Damn
now,
it.
Mars.
Ruby was also gonna run away.
Mars, genuinely, was that a joke, or were you actually running away as Aldrin?
I was
Genuinely.
joking because I didn't think like all of that kind of movement would ever be allowed. But at the same time, like Aldrin does want to run away
Okay.
because Aldrin does not want to end up in a jail cell and will Misty step away from these guys.
The main guy, he puts his second sword into his other hand, so he's wielding two swords in the same hand. He pulls off his gauntlet, lifts up his metal visor, and puts his fingers between his beak and whistles for the rest of the guards in the vicinity to come. He closes his visor back down and puts on his gauntlet over his feathered hand. Swords in hand again.
Why would you do this to your own kind?
He disregards you. Right, you can either come with us quietly, or we can fight it out here. Which is it to be?
So he doesn't speak Eric Cochran then? He said he only speaks language.
Did you speak to him in common, or did you speak to him in Arakocra?
It was initially in common, but if he still didn't
Okay.
answer, I was going to speak to him in Eric Cochran.
Hey, I'm not going to tell you no. It's up to you what you want to try. You can't just ask me questions like that about a character. So he
Alright, well,
can
then
or
I'm
can't
gonna-
do that.
I'm going to
What's
speak
his on
to
his
him in
stat
Eric
sheet?
Cochran.
Okay.
Be like, why would you do this to your own kin?
Give me an insight check. A 16. I am going to roll for him. Okay. He doesn't. It doesn't seem like he speaks Arakocran.
It is possible he didn't learn his mother tongue.
That, or he just, is not paying any attention to you because he's just disregarding you completely and looking at the rest of the group. Look, you can either come with us quietly now, or this becomes something more. I can only assume, since you are clearly not from around here, that you would know that there are dangers around. That's why you would erect a tiny hut instead of actually finding somewhere normal to sleep. So, you clearly know that there are dangers around. Guess what? Right now, we're the danger. If you
And Eric
start
Cochran.
messing up, then all of the extra guards that are about to appear are going to come and mess your day up.
In Eric Cochran, I'm going to say, you mean dangers like the 2 trolls we had to kill because we were trying to find somewhere safe to sleep?
Give me another insight check.
Oh no, that's not a good roll.
Okay. He's going to roll a deception. And he gets a dirty 20.
Damn it.
You can't tell that
guys,
he knows Aarakocra or not.
I just say to the rest of the gang, I say, guys, I think for now we should comply.
Take that
More
before
of the
charge.
guards start appearing and going among the trees around you to guard
I'm
your
gonna do
exit
that.
if you try and run away.
I'm going to do the hand signal for danger to everybody around me because I'm just going to speak in Eric Cochran from this point until he answers me.
Okay.
Ruby clocking all of the guards and the concept of going to prison. She's very stressed. She's having some vague flashbacks, to be honest, guys. They've threatened to speak to their manager. She's really thinking whether she wants to speak to her manager. She knows that they can deal very well with the guards.
See Ruby stressed, so I tried to
You
give her put a calming hand on her shoulder.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to work because we are grossly outnumbered and surrounded. We do not have any advantages right now. This is a god's place, and Ruby is really debating whether it's a good idea or not to call upon her patron and ask for some support. It's literally a drop of the hat
Never
for
a
what I
good
want to
idea
do.
to call upon a friend.
Yeah, because like Aldrin's very clearly wanting to run away. Ash has just signed for danger, so that's 2 other people in the same boat. So, to be honest, I'm tempted just to say odds or evens and roll a dice and see what Ruby might do, because I'm not expecting it to necessarily work. It's just Ruby's made bad choices in the past.
You could
So-
you could roll an insight check on your own deception if you want. See if you're able to deceive yourself.
From what? Deceive
That might
myself
work.
about what?
That might work.
What do you
So
mean deceive myself?
if the deception
decide whether or
roll
not you're gonna
wins,
do it.
then you're able to hide your inner, like your inside feelings
my
about
inner-
this.
No,
And if
I'm
your
not.
insight wins, then you are you're able to see the truth for what it is.
Oh
No, I'm not.
Roll the deception and see whether you get lower. You might get lower.
Who knows? I've got a better bonus on it.
Oh, it was 1 in it. A 5 and
I
a
rolled
6.
the same.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, a
Ew.
5 and a 6.
Oh, no.
That's
Oh, no.
rough.
Ruby, chill.
Okay. So you are able to lie to yourself well enough that you think, okay, yeah, I reckon that this might be a time for the friend to come out.
Yeah, I
Can I
will
get
allow
that?
because I think Ruby's going to be visibly stressed, and
Am I-
I will allow in my head I will allow Isabel to genuinely try and talk her off the ledge. But
Yeah, can I do
if it-
roll persuasion and try and get Ruby off?
yeah.
And at the
I'm
same
putting
time,
out- I'm not
Aldrin is
dead.
like frantically going, "Let's run away."
No,
Doing
okay,
alright.
okay.
Can,
Address
can
you
I
both.
pick up on this from Ruby that this might be what she's going to do since we kind of have the same patron now?
Yeah,
I
mean,
would
you did the same
say
thing, Ash, previously.
Ash, I would say that since you're focused mostly on this guy and trying to ruffle his feathers, literally and figuratively, I would say that no, you are not able to discern that since you've got your back to Ruby at the moment and can't see her
And I
mental
just tried
struggle.
to just persuade the two wanting to run away to calm down.
I would query whether you're even able to see that they want to run in the first place.
I don't
Well-
think it's very. I think Ruby will be obviously not great. In truth.
Well, I guess
She's rolled
cats
so
have got
poorly on everything else.
cats have got very obvious signs of being upset, like having a puffy
What's the- what's
tail
the-
and having its ears back. But I would question what Aldrin's physical traits would be that Aldrin is ready to run. I don't
Sweating
like.
acid or
Do
something?
Aldrin's ears pin back? Does Aldrin have a tail? Does it start like going up in hackles?
Aldrin's ears are probably very high up on their head. Like, their ears would be a signal probably.
Mm.
So like, kind of raised, pinned
I'll
up,
allow a roll to
sharp
see it,
out
but
and listening.
I don't
but...
think I don't think that an elf in with rules as written has ears like a cat. So I'm gonna allow a roll
No,
for
it's
it.
just like a
but-
tension pull of the
Yeah.
muscles behind them.
I'm gonna
What you don't
allow
know
a
is
roll
all-
for it, but Isabel, you're gonna be rolling an insight at disadvantage. Because there's no chance that you're rolling this flat to just be
What
able
you don't
to
know is Aldrin's
discern that they're ready
actually
to run.
holding their ears back with
An
their
insight-
hands.
Listen,
Insight, alright,
an
insight.
insight roll doesn't give you full detail of what a person's intentions are. I just flavor it that way sometimes because it's more interesting.
That's
An
a
insight check
disadvantage.
is really just, are you hiding something from me? And the fact that you're rolling an insight check on your friends means that you're seeing whether they are obviously ready to do something. You might interpret that as fighting. You might interpret it as, I don't know, going into the bushes and taking a shit. It's really up to your character's interpretation of what that character might most likely do.
Aldrin, do you need a shit?
What?
Because
No.
I'll be
And then
honest,
my-
I could probably do with one. Is it okay if I go for one?
If you could wait a minute, that would be great. I'll
Oh.
set you down somewhere else. You could do that though.
I'm so sorry. I thought that you were going to say yes, and I already started. It's kind of
Alright,
halfway
well
out
then.
already.
I did not need to
Well-
know that.
Do what you gotta do then. We'll
Um,
deal with it later.
He
Yes, sir.
hangs his vent out like as far away from your hair as possible, and it just drops down into the water beside you.
Okay.
So now you're
Not on
desecrating
there.
our water springs. Great.
I do not want to see that image. Think about that image.
You are going to come with us. We have stood here for long enough. What?
I've asked to speak to your manager.
And I'm not going to get my manager. I'm taking you to them.
Can I just check? Was Ruby calmed down? Because she's gonna be going to her patron if not.
Ruby's
Can I-
deception was enough to basically tell, like, you're lying to yourself about how cool you are with this. And
Yeah.
you're basically, in a moment, you're like, okay, I'm just going to do what I feel like is right. Because that's what's right. And I think that
Yeah.
I am cool in this moment and that there's nothing wrong with what I'm about to do. But I think
Okay.
that it's the right, cool thing to do to ask my patron about this.
Yeah, that's what Ruby's gonna do then. She's gonna whatever check it is required. She's gonna just fuck it, contacting her patron for help.
Okay? Give me a religion roll. At disadvantage.
Nice.
And that one. Unfortunately, for you, that means that your patron does appear.
Oh no.
Nice. Okay.
And she appears next to you, just out in the open at this point.
Do we all
We're-
see her or just?
I don't have a token for the stranger, so let me just make a quick one here so that I can just plop someone down here. There is just a patch of the air that is dark. And she appears, like materializes, like tendrils being gripped through. Imagine, like, what you see around you is the fabric of reality. You see the trees, you see the mud. You don't see the air, but you see the space that the air inhabits. And at some point, this feels like it's being stretched out, like skin. And a rip in that skin appears, and tendrils appear through it. And then those tendrils turn into the black smoke that they appear from, and it forms into this amorphous shape that fills this space. And you can see what looks like maybe the figure of a person, maybe something else, but you can definitely see their eyes, 8 of them, staring straight at you, Ruby. What have you done?
What do you mean? What have I done?
Why did you bring me here?
I needed help. We needed
This-
help.
This is
bad. This is wrong. I should not be here. They are going to take me.
Who? Who?
You see strips of green light start to wrap over the tendrils coming up from the ground and tether her down to this spot as she gets tightened on by these ropes and pulled deeper and deeper into the earth until it is just a lingering wisp of smoke on the ground. And she is not there anymore. Oh, so, cavorting with the dark devils of beyond this place, huh? Well, that'll happen if you try and bring them here. I suggest you come quietly, or there is definitely going to be trouble. Trouble that you don't want. At this point, he is going to roll a deception. And he's going to roll it against the other guards around him. Gets an 18. He brings his hand up to his visor and coughs. And as he coughs, he like clatters his hand into his guard mouth, you know, like the visor, so that the noise of the cough combined with the metal should distract any guard from thinking that he's saying anything at this point. But what in actual fact he is saying is in the Aarakocra word sanctuary.
Would I hear that, or do I need to roll to see if I
You
hear
would
it?
hear it, yes. He's like, sanctuary!
I just narrow my eyes at him like, how fucking dare you? Like, ignoring me and not trying to, like, talk to me in my own tongue.
He finally catches your eyes, and you can see desperation in his. Like he is pleading with you to please listen. Then his eyes dart left and right, panicking, as if he is worried that the other guards around him might have seen him do that. The rest of you don't see that interaction with Ash and him.
We can't understand.
You
so
don't
we can't
understand
even guess.
Aarakocra, so you don't know what is about to happen. So right now, Ash has to convince all of you to actually go. And Ash, you have just signed to them all danger. So this is the point you are at, and you're going to need to figure out how to get out of it.
I turn to everybody and I'm like, I think we do need to go with them.
That's what I've been saying.
Guards, we need to just hurry this up. Let's get them. We need to
wait.
We've got to take them to the tower. Or someone's going to come.
Can you promise that we will get our weapons back?
If we're DM.
We will
All
go
you have to do is just
calmly.
talk to somebody, and they will decide. I'm not the person who makes those decisions. If you want to talk to them and convince them, then that is on them. That is not on me. If they decide no, and I don't have anything that I can do with that, then I'm sorry.
In Aarakocra, I'm just going to say, I'm placing my trust in you. Don't let it be wrong.
Roll a deception check, please. This time we're going to roll it against the veterans that are not him.
Oh no!
Because you are real pushing your luck by using Aarakocra all the time.
Well,
They are going to roll
Celestial.
a flat d20, and they beat it. They can tell that something is going on here between you and this other veteran. One of the others speaks up. You. I'm going to take you away from the pack, and I'm going to talk to you alone. Then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to talk to our leader here. And if what you say doesn't match up, then both of you are for the chopping block, including your friends. Everybody, swords out, hilt up. You, points to him, shove her into line. And he is going to do a contested strength check against you, Ruby.
Oh no!
I'm gonna need you to do
Don't
an
that.
opposed. I'm gonna need you to do an opposed athletics check against an 18.
What does opposed mean? Does that mean
It means that
disadvantage?
you are trying to fight against his athletics. So you are doing an
Oh.
athletics check, and you get a
Oh.
17.
It's your.
He is
Oh,
able to shove you 5 feet, and he pushes you into line with everybody else.
Oh no, because that's really going to trigger the. Oh, I'm triggered. Damn it!
Now-
No, I don't want to start attacking, but I really want to.
Ash, do you come
Yep.
willingly?
I glance over at him, and then just keep going.
Okay. Then he takes
I
you
will
over
say
here,
that made my OCD happy at least.
and he moves. Me
Oh
too.
wow, he's taking
He
me
moves you
far
over
away.
here. Yeah, he moves you around the corner so there's no lip reading or anything like that.
Is there any chance that? Oh God, Ruby's so like pissed off right now. To be fair, but is there any chance that she can try and listen in? She's a fucking tabaxi, so
That's
her hearing
why
should be
he
good.
moved you all that way away. You can try and listen in, but it would be at disadvantage, and there are going to be
Yeah.
no help actions here.
Can
No
I
one
use
can
fine.
help your ears to
I-
work better.
I accept it at disadvantage.
Mhm. Isabel, what are you trying to do?
Can I
This had better be
use a
good.
persuasion to just try and calm Ruby down? Just as much as I
Yeah.
can.
Yeah,
No,
but I would say that
Cast
it depends on her
comprehend
insight,
languages
and
on Ruby.
she's probably going to go insight disadvantage if you're going to be doing this.
Yeah, I'd rather just try and listen in to what.
All right, I'll let you do
Ruby's
that.
trying to focus back in. She's been
Okay.
really pissed off. Ruby's very confused right now. But the fact that Ash has been taken away, because that was said in common, and what's just happened with
Okay.
her patron, she's probably less likely to attack because her patron's fucked. So,
Can
yeah.
I explain why I would let her do this? Is because I could see that some things made her calm down briefly, so I'm just gonna let it play out for a bit.
She's got a focus on her for sure, but I think she's
Yeah,
definitely
so I'll just
still
leave
got
her.
ears
If
pinned
she's still-
back, eyes
she's still pissed.
focused.
Later, then I'll try and calming her down.
Give me a disadvantaged perception check, please, Ruby.
Perception. Yeah.
Please.
A disadvantage? Holy
Oh,
shit!
That's 2 17s, baby.
That's 2 17s, baby! That fucking hell!
Nice.
What the
It
fuck?
is disadvantage if they're the same.
It looks like
Right.
your patron is on your side right now, because fucking hell.
I know.
You are able to hear this
Thank God,
exchange between Ash and the
Yep.
veteran, but only if
Well-
everybody else stays quiet. They don't know
Yeah.
that, though. So if anybody else starts talking, and no metagaming here,
Oh, no.
then, yeah.
If Ruby is awakened minding people to just be like,
Oh,
quiet.
good
because
shout.
that's the idea is Ruby
Good
is
shout,
listening
good
in, so
shout.
she's going to awakened mind
Okay.
the veteran to
Great.
that's the
Then,
plan. So that's what
then
she's gonna
at
do.
this point, it's now Ash and the veteran.
All right.
What was that exchange between you and our fearless leader?
I mean, he's an Eric Cochran, and so am I.
So what?
I've not met any Eric Cochrans, and I was just surprised that, you know, he was going to treat me this wrongly. I've only known my father as a hermit. And this is all truth coming out, so haha. No deception. That
Where
was
does your
TUD,
father
I'm
come
not-
into this?
I don't really know my father. I left when I could. I wanted nothing to do with him, really.
And so you see him in line and decide to speak to him for the first time?
What?
Well, the way that
Genuine
you're
shock.
the way that you're
genuine shock.
suggesting is that the way that you're talking is that this guy is your dad. Why else
Oh,
would you
no.
bring up your dad out of nowhere?
I'm nervous. I don't know how to talk to people. I'm a hermit by nature. I'm only on this mission so I can save my
So
home. and
you
now I'm
think
here.
that he is your dad?
No, but he's the same race. That makes us kin.
Kin. Huh. The only kin I have is my blade. It's the only thing that separates me from life and death. I am here making sure that this city is kept under control. And right now, I see disorder among the populace. He gestures towards you with his short sword. And I see disorder in my ranks. And he gestures over towards the other veteran. If it were
No, I
me
have-
in charge, I would have executed you on the spot for being so disorderly and for disobeying a guard's direct command. But I'm not the one in charge. He is. I don't understand why he's going against a directive that we have had for the last few centuries. If somebody disobeys you, you cut them down in the street. How do you think we keep order around here? If you and your posse, whatever you want to call yourselves, want to mess up our water features and our natural springs and the thing in the middle of our city, which gives people the only joy that they might find among all of this desolate rock, then that's on you. But you'll do it at the hilt of our blade, because I would have run you through already were it not for that spell. I suggest that you listen, that you take command of your party, and that you only speak in common in future. If I find you saying anything else in any other language, and I mean any other language, that little hand gesture didn't pass me by either, thank you, then I will kill you on the spot. Do you have my understanding? And do I have yours?
It's crystal clear.
Okay. He turns around to one of the cultists who are stood here in front of the statue, this guy over here, and he says, you, guard this one. Don't let them leave your sight. I am going to go over and talk to the others and see exactly what is going on. You, he turns to you, Ash, I suggest you keep that beak of yours out of matters that don't concern you, and I suggest that you stop talking to people in any other language, because I am not exaggerating when I say the next time I will kill you. I'll see you again in a moment. And he walks off.
Ruby, hearing that he's on his way, is going to awaken mind to the veteran and just say that your colleague is very annoyed that you're not following a directive,
You.
direct order.
Come with me, Arakokra.
Ash said
Also,
nothing about what was said.
4, you come as well. Yes, 2. And they walk off. You would be able to hear the rest of this, Ruby. So I will do this between the NPCs, although that's not something that I would normally do. You can hear the Arakokra saying, look, I don't know why they were talking to me in my native tongue. I know that it is not a normal thing and that we shouldn't be doing. That is not why I brought you over here. I brought you over here because our directives are to kill people, not capture them. Why are you trying to capture people? Well, I'm not certain. What do you know of this, Arakokra? Do you know that they think that you might be their dad? What? I mean, I don't know anything about that. I'm going to roll 2 rolls. A deception and an insight. Look, I just need you to understand that there is no place for any of this sentiment. Listening to a prisoner just because they're speaking your mother tongue does not go well in the guards' ranks, okay? If you want to keep your head, then you had better start following the directives that we have.
Yeah, you better start listening to the directives, because if you don't, then I'll kill you.
4, shut up.
Yes, number 2.
Look, I like you, 1. You rose to the ranks pretty quickly. But I am number 2. And I'm going to take your place if you fuck up again. And I guarantee it's not going to be through a vote. Do we understand each other? we understand each other fine. But do remember, I am number one, and you will respect my authority. I don't know about that. And they return. Wah. Get back in line. 2, get back in line. And he begrudgingly moves. 2 then whistles, and the cultist turns away and continues on with what he was doing.
I think that means you can go back to your friends.
Understood.
Um,
I'm not gonna pull anything right now. Like,
Ruby,
was
is there
for
anything
you.
that you do, awaken mind or otherwise?
So, as Ash comes back, Ruby's going to awaken mind to Ash and say, I think that Aarakocra is trying to help us. These guys want to kill us. They don't seem to want to do that. And then Ruby's going to, sort of at least mention to Aldrin, who I think was the other person who wanted to flee. Isabel was less likely to that, and our NPCs haven't really spoken. So just going to go to Aldrin. Aldrin, I think these guys. I think going with them might be our only option. It's that or death.
Well, the NPCs are both rogues and half of your level, so they would definitely die if they got into this fight. So that's why they're keeping you strong. They know when the bread is buttered, and they don't need to do anything about this right now.
I mean, Maggie probably had we had a
Alright.
flash of life before our eyes
I'm
already.
not giving them nothing.
Did you just say that out loud, Aldrin?
I think you would have had to because you can't speak telepathically.
Yeah.
Aurelie
Wait.
turns around and says, I don't think they want much, just our weapons, to be honest, Aldrin.
What good is a stick and a dagger? I can't
Ruby's
have
going
my
to
frog.
awaken.
They're not going to
Ruby's-
take care of my frogs right.
Ruby's going to awaken mind to Aldrin and be like, Aldrin, you're a sorcerer. Your weapon is your magic. Don't worry about them taking your stick. I don't think they're going to think a frog is a weapon.
Okay.
you just said okay out loud.
You! Why are you talking to yourself? You keep speaking out loud when no one is talking to you.
Oh, that's what they like.
Well, I
worry
talk
about
to
it.
myself. What's the problem with that? I'm keeping myself calm. So
Guards, take their
this
weapons
is a
now!
rather
Now!
frustrating
And he slams his
situation.
sword into
Here,
the
have
stone.
the stick and the dagger, would you?
The number 2 takes both of his swords and slams them down into the ground so that he can free up both of his hands, and he starts taking your weapons, Aldrin. Takes your...
Alright, hands him the quarterstaff and the dagger.
Okay. Briar, do you hand yours over? Aurelie steps over towards this guard and gives number 4 her stuff.
Yeah.
Maggie hands over crossbow, bolts, and all the rest of it. Is everybody else handing their stuff over?
Ruby hands
Yeah.
over the very obvious quarterstaff and short sword, but then you just like, where the fuck has Ruby been hiding darts from this whole time? It's just like a
Within
hidden
your
dart.
like,
Mhm.
within
Like,
your
this
like
is fine.
robes. Yeah.
Yeah, just like hands them individually, just like, yeah, this isn't suspicious at all. This is fine.
The guy that you're the guy that you're stood in front of, Ruby, it looks like he hand stitched his own little leather pouch for holding people's weapons, because it's got like a little monogrammed thing in the corner of it that looks really sweet. It's like almost like floral in its design because it looks like it's got vines wrapped around the lettering and stuff. And you can see that he's like taking particular care, not particular care with your weapons, but particular care with his pouch because he doesn't want to harm his pouch. And he's, as you're handing these darts to him one at a time, he's like carefully like placing them in the bottom so that he doesn't scratch the leather up.
Ruby respects that. That's fair. Ruby's in literal rags. She understands.
I'm so sorry. I just need to take all of these. Is it okay if I take them just carefully, one at a time? Is that all right?
Yes, don't prick yourself.
Oh no, I wouldn't think of it. It's not me. I'm wearing armor. It's the pouch. You see, it's got a
Aw.
lovely. It's got like a velveteen lining, and I don't want to scratch that up either. It's very. I want to keep all of my. Well, I don't like the word prisoner, or captive even. My guest. I like to keep all of my guests' items safe. If that might make sense to you. You!
Can I have that guy?
Quiet! Stop fraternizing with the prisoners. They shouldn't be talking, and neither should you. Take their things and shut up. Anyone here can do an insight check.
Insight.
Oh, blimey.
Ash gets a 24.
What's the little gray dot mean? Oh, I'm proficient.
Yeah.
But I still do normal, right?
Oh, yeah.
Why? Why am I like this?
Okay, now anyone who wants to can do a perception check.
We're all gonna do that. You know that.
Mm-hmm. Ash gets a 23. Ash is getting these
Hello.
high rolls.
Woohoo.
Okay.
Always on a perception.
Ash and Ash alone. Again, you're being singled out because you got both of these rolls way above the DC. You start to put 2 and 2 together here, and you notice that some of the armor isn't really matching, and some of these guys are wearing things that are a little too tight, and some of them are wearing things that are a little too loose, and maybe someone's wearing an orange armband instead of a red one, and maybe someone's wearing 2 left shoes, and maybe someone's got some scratch marks right on the edge of the plating. And it starts to make sense why one of these guys is getting really aggravated with all of the rest of them not following the rules. Because another group of people came through here and took the guards' uniforms and are trying to get you all to safety. He said sanctuary on purpose because there were other guards around that he had to call to make this look like you were being taken as prisoners, when actually he's trying to rescue you to somewhere safer than this. But, Ash, you are the only person in this group who recognizes all of that. Everybody else sees this as you being taken captive and being taken to a prison with all of your things taken from you. With that, we are going to take you through to the next map. This
Didn't get
is
my stuff
the
taken.
center of... No, you definitely did get all of your stuff taken.
Dang it.
Everybody did, just because I didn't say it out loud. You all get taken to the next area. This is the center of the city named Power. You might call it the Power Center. But you find that there are a bunch of buildings around you. You can see that there is a park on the left, that there are gardens on the right, that there is a farm field over here. They have that in the center of the city because there is just nowhere else to do it. But right in the center here, there is a cross-shaped tower. It is a very tall white marble tower. This tower doesn't look like it's hewn from multiple pieces of marble. It looks like it's hewn from one single piece. And at its sides, there are thick bolted doors. It looks like this is the place that they are about to take you to. And take you there they do. As you get marched up the street, you can see that there are not many people around here. There aren't what you might call people going about their business, because everybody's business has them being so intense that they are at work, not focused on anything but work, and all that they care about right now is doing work. You can see that there are businesses around. Right here you can see that there is a bakery, but you hear the bakers furiously at work. They are not stopping to take a breath. You can hear them like panting loudly with how hard they are at work. And it seems like they are working as if their life depends on it. It very may well. As you get up to this point, number 1 opens the gate doors, and you can see inside, those of you who are close enough to it, that there are some more people in there. Archmages. Powerful spellcasters. And these spellcasters
make space for each of you to be led through. And led through you are. One at a time towards the staircase. You get taken inside, single file, no weapons, no tomfoolery. Get in there, don't make a peep. That's exactly the kind of thing that you are being encouraged to do. And encouraged you are. You get taken inside. Number 1 stands at the door. Number 2 goes in to get past him. Now we are going to have another contested athletics check. And it is going to be strength versus strength. We get a 9 by 1. Number 2
Oh no.
also gets a 9. The two of them just stay locked at the door as one turns to the rest and says, "Quick, take 2. Take him, quick, get him! And they are going to roll a stealth to see whether they can do this quietly enough so that nobody around can tell what is going on. And unfortunately, he rolls a 9. So the other people in and around the city would hear, but for the fact that they are all busy at work, nobody is paying a single blind bit of attention. So number 2 gets taken and is held in the corner by 3 other veterans who stand around him, who then shut and bolt the doors. And the first, number 1, takes off his helmet, and you can see, Ash, that the plumage matches exactly yours. He steps over to you, drops his swords to the ground. Ash! And it is your father.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun.
I don't know what to say.
I'm so sorry.
How?
Here, let's give them their weapons back. You see all of them start throwing off all of their helmets and things. Some of these people are human, some are orc, like half orc. Some of them are dwarvish, and so like they had to stand on stilts. One of these guys is 2 halflings who are held like sat on each other's shoulders.
In a trench coat.
Yeah, two halflings in a trench coat, exactly. One of them is an entire suit of armor filled with just squirrels. The moment that goes, all of the armor falls to the ground and the squirrels just get about their business. You just have a tower filled with squirrels. The archmages throw their hoods back off their heads and dispel whatever illusion magic that they were holding up to keep them looking as they are. And now that the illusions have dropped, you can see that there are a lot of mostly naked guards and mages all tied up in the corner.
Oh gosh.
I'm not going to have all of their tokens here, but they are essentially filling this entire area just on top of each other. But now, Ash, you can see your father alive and well in front of you.
I
I'm
thought.
so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. There's so little that I could do to make this right again. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Ash. So sorry.
I just kind of look around at my companions like, what?
Yeah, Ruby has no parents. She's like, ugh.
You're a clone. You technically have nobody.
Yeah, she's like, ugh.
I haven't got the best dad, so I eye him suspiciously.
Hey, Brian, you're from a fully functional family. Help, Ash, please.
What? I don't.
I understand.
Maybe start at the beginning?
There's a lot to take in, I understand. We should really find somewhere that we can rest. You look like you've been through it. And
Yeah, trolls will do that to you.
we certainly have as well.
What are you gonna do with that one? I gestured to the one in the corner.
Honestly, it felt weird holding these swords. I'm not really one for killing people. I don't like it. It feels weird. Um, I I don't think any of us here are, but there's enough of us to outnumber him. And if you want to do anything, you're welcome to. But I won't kill him. There's enough going on in the world right now that we could do without more blood on our hands.
Yeah, there's
Maybe I'm
definitely.
weak, but that's all I think about.
Is there a dungeon?
Here the dungeon goes up. We'd have to go up the stairs.
Maybe we can just put them there for now.
Look, you must have so many questions. We left you alone. I'm so sorry. How much do you remember?
Why? Mom was gone, and I don't remember you leaving. I just remember leaving and then like just being on my own.
Your Kyleth, your mother and I. We couldn't conceive. We tried for so long. We tried everything that the witch doctors and the witches said. We used every tincture there was. We tried ointments, we tried food. We tried well springs. Nothing worked. All we wanted was a child of our own. So, we heard that there was a power in the world who might be able to give us what we asked. We didn't really think about the consequences. But when you need a friend, you need a friend, am I right?
What kind of friend?
Well, the kind of friend who gives you a child. Allows you to conceive with a woman that you love so much. You
Wait,
look
you
so much
said
like
love.
her, Ash.
You didn't say loved. Is she still alive?
I tried. I tried. I tried. I tried so much. Look,
Ash awkwardly like
his-
puts out a hand and pats his shoulder.
we agreed. We didn't. We knew that this friend would help, but we didn't know what we would be giving in return.
I mean, there is equal give and take when it comes to things like that.
You can't receive a soul without giving one. And so the trade was, although we didn't know it at the time, we didn't know until much later, when you were so young, little Ash. You know, we named you that because we felt like you were our spark from the ashes, you know? Our new flame.
No.
Oh, how we loved you.
I didn't know that.
Kyleth and I, we raised you, but then on your first name day, we were visited again in our dreams. And by morning, your mother, Kyleth, didn't wake up. He sheds a tear.
I glance over at Ruby.
we'd heard that there was another power in the world, one capable of granting wishes. The fairy godmother. So I came to Gorizont. I'd heard bad things. I didn't know how bad they were. I left you safe. I thought I left you safe. I promise I wanted to leave you safe. I didn't know what danger you would be in if I took you to Gorizont with me. So I took the safer option, the lesser of two evils. We'd already been visited by one evil. I didn't want you visited upon by another, not when you were so young. So I went to Gorizont alone, hoping that the fairy godmother would be able to grant me your mother again. Alas,
And she kept you prisoner.
she not only kept me prisoner, but her power was all illusion. She just made things look like you wanted them. She didn't actually grant wishes. She couldn't make dreams come true.
Well, if it's any consolation, you don't have to worry about her anymore.
Why? What? Well, we knew that her power wasn't real. We knew that her power was only illusion. But it took me many years to actually find a way of getting people out. You see, the danger of leaving Gorizont was never the fairy godmother's power. At this point, you realize he doesn't know that you already know all of this. He's like starts explaining to you stuff that you've already heard before. He's like,
We killed her.
look, the thing is, I'm glad that you did, but her power was never her own. She created illusions so believable that she inspired fear in everybody that lived there. If you tried to leave, it wasn't her power that killed you. It was the fear that she had brewed in the populace themselves. They would stop you from leaving because they were afraid they would be dragged to hell, when all of it was a lie.
And
All
now
of
we
it was
need
a
to
lie.
get that word out.
But
So
you've
people
killed
can
her.
come and go freely. Yeah, she's gone. You don't have to worry about her.
If she's dead, then word will spread, and people will, even those who believed her, must then understand that they are free to go. But I wasted half my life and all of yours, and I can only apologize, Ash. I'm so sorry. At this point, you see that he's so malnourished and dehydrated that he's been trying his best to make it through this on such little energy, and he's so
Want a
exhausted.
piece of cheese,
He
mister?
drops to his knees, and he just holds out a hand up to you, because he doesn't have the energy to stand. He's gesturing as if, like, can you come down to his level?
Shove
I'm
cheese
gonna-
in his
I'm
face.
gonna grab his hand, but I'm also gonna cast Cure Wounds to try to help rejuvenate him a little bit. When I do.
Thank you.
So if he was hurt, then he's got 18 more HP.
I didn't deserve that. Thank you for your kindness.
Well, I mean, if you're all that I have left, then it's the least I could do. Now, please eat something. Hand him a piece of cheese.
He looks up at you and looks left at Ruby and right at Isabel and says, I don't think that I'm all you've got. Not by the looks of things. All of you, thank you. I don't know how long you have known my Ash,
A little while now.
but I appreciate you for taking care of them.
Since the trees, right?
Ash take cares of us. Ash is a good person. You should know that.
I think we
You
all
both
take
should
care of
know
each
that.
other too,
Mhm.
though.
Your mother would be so proud of you.
Try not to let that show. Should I, like, roll something for that, or just...
Deception? If you're trying to hide a feeling, yeah. 22. He's not going to actively search through that feeling, so his passive insight won't beat it.
Okay. Yeah, so Ash is pretty much just in shock right now. Just doesn't know how to respond properly.
We wanted you. There were so many nights when you were asleep, curled up in front of the stone fire. We used to go out and find a different stone every day. That stone fire soon turned into a mountain with a tiny flame on the top of it. Occasionally we had to smuggle some of the stones out, but you knew every stone so well that it was so hard to do it. You'd always notice when one of them went missing. You had such an affinity for nature. You loved everything, all of it.
That's actually what got me started on this journey.
What's that?
They tried to tear down my home.
They did what?
They
Not-
were gonna tear down my home and level the forest.
Not the Green Waste.
Yeah. So I went to Dreidel and met most of these folk here. Not all of them, but most of them. And then it's just kind of
Snowball from
been a
there.
snowball, yeah. Expo dump to father figure.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. You know, the fighting, the
Yeah.
Ragnarok, everything.
Towards the end of what you've been saying, he is like leant back up against this this like staircase, sat on his, like he's just got his legs like splayed out in front of him, and he's very slowly unbuckling all of his armor. It takes like 2 hours to doff one of these armor suits, which is why all these guys are still for the most part in their armor, apart from the squirrels who can just crawl out of the gaps. But yeah, he's just sort of like taking it all in while he's unfastening everything. That's a lot to take in.
It was a lot to live through.
Seems.
And we're all still here.
Yeah. Well, I need to ask now as the DM. Do you share the fact that you are friends with the stranger, the spider?
No.
Do you share that Ruby is?
No.
Okay.
Would it not be blatantly obvious, given what happened previously, though, that
He-
Ruby is?
You said those words in your head, but the fact that she said things out loud of, why did you bring me here? That is something that he is going to need to wrestle with personally. But he is not going to bring it up now to you because he doesn't know you well enough.
Cool.
Yeah, no. Ash is not going to bring that up because
Yeah, but he has
Thanks to
certainly
the
It's possible
registered it.
development.
Yeah, he has certainly registered it. He turns to each of you and introduces himself. He goes first to Briar, stands up and walks to that part of the room. No swords now. His hands are just they're not even gloved. He just has like his hands look remarkably like ashes, and his plumage as well. The rest of his sort of face is very different. You can imagine that many of those facial features Ash probably got from their mother, Kyleth. But as he walks over to you, Briar, he reaches out both hands, palm up, looking to take your hands.
I reach out my hands.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
I'm Briar.
My name is Xander. I'm
It's-
I'm Xander. Xander Thornbloom.
Well, I just want to apologize for, all the miscommunication. We were just really tired and we couldn't find our way around, and we were really, really getting to the point where we would have just passed out and from
Yes.
exhaustion. So
I
very sorry that,
I'm just grateful that we found you when we did. If you came up through that place, then you must have come through the tunnels as well, right?
yeah, we got a little lost in the tunnels, and
Hmm.
we went back in there because we came into town and we couldn't find a place that was safe. And so we went back in there and to try and, get our rest and set up camp, but we were attacked by trolls, and we didn't want to stay there. We didn't think it was safe, so we took our chances out there. And yeah, we've been through the caves. We saw a lot of stuff down there.
Thank you for being with my Ash.
Ash is very important to us.
Then you are very important to me. And he takes both of your hands up to his forehead and he bows his head into it. He takes a step over and lets go your hands, Briar, and thanks you. Your name, may I ask?
Aldrin.
Are you okay? I'm sorry. What is this person's name?
That's Aldrin.
Aldrin.
Yeah,
Aldrin?
Yeah, I'm Aldrin.
I don't know why they said it that fast. Aldrin.
Yeah, I didn't hear you say anything. I thought you were just not
No,
talking.
Sorry, I had to pee.
I was like, Aldrin! And then nothing, so.
Yeah. Aldrin. He reaches out
Yep.
both of his hands to take yours.
Hiya. You might not want to touch me, mister. I handle a lot of poisonous frogs.
He smiles. I have a bit of a guilty pleasure with poisonous things myself, although I'm more of a venomous snake kind of a person. But the poisonous
they're
ones are interesting
fascinating
too. Yes. I should think I'll probably be okay. Do you mind? It's just
Alright then.
it's an Aarakocran custom. That's all.
Sure. Just be careful.
Ash is watching, like, with rapt attention, because Ash doesn't know any of this.
Yeah. He takes both of your hands and
This is
says,
how you blurred?
Aldrin,
How to
thank
bird.
you
Yes.
so much for being with my Ash.
You're very welcome.
Our
They're
bright
pretty
fire.
cool people.
I am Xander Thornbloom.
Nice to meet you, Xander.
I
I'm
am
Aldrin.
Ash's father. I
Well,
don't
I'm Aldrin Thandresen. I don't know where my dad is.
I don't know if I can truly call myself Ash's father anymore, since I didn't truly earn that in the time I was gone.
Well, you
But-
sired them, yes?
I intend to make up for it. And then some.
Ash kind of, like, looks down at the ground and, like, shuffles their foot.
He lifts both of your hands up to his forehead and bows into them. And then moves again down the line. And
Oh,
you.
that's Maggie.
That's Maggie.
Maggie's a
Oh.
good bird.
Yes. I am familiar with my Kenku friends. He reaches both of his hands behind his back and hides both of his arms completely. But also, like, stretches out his wingspan. And then his plumage stands on end. And Maggie starts to, like, coo and, like, burble. And then the two of them just stop. And he continues on down the line. He reaches out for both of Ruby's hands.
Ruby offers her hand.
He takes them. I'm sorry. Your name?
Ruby.
I am Xander Thornbloom. I was Ash's father. I hope to be again. Thank you for being with my Ash, my fire. You
And
seem
if
to
I
have a...
If Ash could blush, they would be.
You seem to have a fire in you as well.
Maybe. Maybe it's just the fur.
Yes. Yes, the fur. Yes. Do you feel that you are...
Oh, blimey, what on earth?
Do you feel that you are the fire with the black stripes, or the black with the fire stripes?
I'm not sure I think that hard about my fur being fire or black with fire.
So there is balance.
I would hope. I would hope I have good balance.
You see like a momentary little micro expression where he like narrows his eyes just ever so slightly for a second and nods with a smile and says, I am pleased to hear it. Balance is important in all things, especially with those of a black nature. And you know immediately that he's talking about the stranger.
Yeah, Ruby just nods and doesn't really say much.
He moves on down the line, reaches for Isabel's hands.
And I responding kind.
I don't want to make too fine a point on it, but he didn't bow his head into Ruby's hands.
There's a little bit of ice there.
Takes Isabel's hands. Hello, thank you. Thank you for being here with my Ash.
I protect everybody. They're more with my life.
Ash is the gem of my life. I couldn't have hoped for a better child.
I'll continue.
They
Right.
say that you hope that the child exceeds the parent. But with Ash, I can see that they've already done that in less than half the time I've had. So I have faith that with friends as good as you all around them, that they can continue. Thank you.
It'll be my honor.
He bows his head down into your hands and continues on down to Aurelie.
I didn't say my name.
Did you say that out loud?
No, there's more like an out of character thing. It's like, everyone introduce themselves, and I'm just the barbarian girl.
But I'm so sorry. Did you wish to tell me?
Well, nobody else got to tell this.
Well, I am Xander Thornbloom.
And I am Isabel. I can never remember the last name.
Wow, you must have taken quite a few hits on the head. Mind you, you
Yeah.
are a barbarian, and so that tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being there with my Ash, Isabel. And he nods again to you.
You're just mine.
You can tell that he's a little bit out of practice with all of these like niceties and the old traditions. And he goes to take Aurelie's hands. Aurelie continues playing with her knife and keeping it sharp. Doesn't go to take his. Yes, I'm Aurelie. And he puts both of his hands behind his back. And I am Xander. Good day, Aurelie. Good day to you. And he continues on down the line. Ruby, are you looking at him or are you looking around the room?
Probably tracking him, not in a malicious way, just he's
Just sort of
introducing himself to everyone.
Casually watching.
Yeah.
Then you would most likely catch a glance that Aurelie gives you, where she it's almost like a look of solidarity, where she looks over at you, because she noticed that he didn't bow towards you, and the conversation that you'd had. And she's obviously very astute and watching everything anyway.
Yeah.
She definitely would have noticed the stranger showing up and being dragged away, wherever that was, and so she'd be like, "Oh, yeah, no, that's not cool. Ruby's my guy. You don't fuck with my guy." And so Aurelie is just full, libertarian, no, I'm fucking standing up for the small guy, and we're the small guy.
Yeah, Ruby's like 6'1", so
Yeah, exactly.
sentiment greatly.
Yeah, Aurelie is...
Yeah, Ruby the small guy.
Aurelie was human, died, got reincarnated as a half-orc, and is still short as fuck. And so it's she has real short person complex,
Yeah.
but definitely has the energy of somebody who is 6 foot tall.
Yeah, she's got big personality, tall energy.
Yeah. She has a quarterstaff, and it's almost like she counts the length of the quarterstaff as her own height. So it's whenever she's trying to look down on somebody, she just stands the quarterstaff up next to her and looks at them. And right now, she's standing up straight, shoulders back, and is glancing over at you, Ruby, every so often. And you're getting this look of contempt from her, but the same contempt that a teenager in a classroom would have when they're angry at the teacher. Can you believe this dickhead?
Yeah.
And at that moment, it's when the dickhead walks over to Ash. And he's been unfastening his little plates and everything as he's been going down the line in between each of you. And this is the point where he finally gets to the last clasp, and he unbuckles it, and the whole thing just falls comedically, splays everywhere across the ground, just metal plates everywhere. And one of the unconscious guards over here starts to stir from the loud noise, and this guy comes over and boots him in the back of the head, and he goes back to sleep. And it's at that point that Xander walks over towards you, Ash, and says, "Ash, wasn't it? I am Xander Thornbloom. You may not want to use my name. You may wish to call me One. I would be okay with that. If you wish instead to continue trying to rebuild what was lost, I would be very happy with. I would cordially accept. Sorry, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I don't know where we go from here, but I know that I want to try. And if that's amenable to you, then I am here for you."
I'm trying to find something. Hold on.
He sort of just stands there twiddling his thumbs while you rack your brain.
Would you be offended if I just called you old man?
He chokes back a tear. I would be very pleased indeed.
Because pretty much Ash was like, well, I mean, he wasn't really a dad. He wasn't a father figure. And he is technically my old man, so I guess I can call him this. That's the internal dialogue that Ash was having.
You see a flash in his eyes of him remembering back to the giant fireplace that was made of stones and all the ash that covered it. And he says, "Would it be okay if I called you Little Rock?"
It's got a nice ring to it. I don't mind.
Little Rock. He smiles and nods. So, by the sounds of it, we have a city to free. We have some, did you say ambrosia we needed to deal with?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we need to go and reverse whatever the hell is happening to the world out there.
Yep, we gotta stop Ragnarok.
I and my companions here, we will be there with you when the fight comes to Ox. But you have us with you for as long as you are in power. This city. Sorry. It's hard to say those. It's hard to say the name of the city without people getting confused. While you are in power, we will be with you. When you
confused.
leave power, we will meet you again at Ox. It's fun.
Oh, we're gathering the troops.
Okay, Little Rock. Let's kick some gods' asses.
But not all of them. Some of them are still good.
I spoke in.
Jack didn't seem bad, but I don't know if he was a god.
Yes. You can see that he's struggling now, that he was doing the dad thing of trying to say something sweeping and cool. And you've fully taken it apart, that he completely is now like, yeah, he's fully unraveling now because he just doesn't know what he's supposed to say to explain himself. And so he's just like, yes.
Well, I mean, we've met a lot of gods, mister.
And with that,
And
the
we met
session
the
is over.
Valkyrie.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. We've run over by 40 minutes because of this heartfelt conversation with everybody. But I didn't want it to be another cliffhanger. Feels like something you want to get done. So, thanks, everyone, for this session. Amazing session. Isabel just face plants on the ground with a terrible backflip. I think you probably, like, your foot, like, one of your feet has caught the laces underneath the other foot.
That was a nat one.
It wasn't that one.
Aldrin does a somersault.
But you only go halfway around because you got an 11.
But Aldrin got confused and did a somersault instead of a backflip. It's just laying
A
down.
backflip is just a backwards somersault. You're just doing a
But
front
they
flip.
rolled forward into laying down on the floor.
No?
So you did like half of a cartwheel? And just like
Half of a
fell?
somersault. Essentially, they went over into a somersault and then just laid down instead of continuing all the way around.
Well, halfway through a somersault is you being on your head, like vertically on your head.
No, because then you just like fall
You're
over onto your
upside
back.
down. A 180,
feel
a
like-
vertical 180 is being flipped on your head.
One could argue if you can start
No.
it, you can finish
Well,
it.
you'd like fall and roll forward, and your bottom
was gonna
would,
say-
just take you down with force.
That was a roly poly.
Are we? I was gonna say, are we having a language barrier between a somersault and a roly poly? And I realise how
What's a roly
British
poly?
that sounds when we're saying
A forward
roly
roll on the
poly.
ground, which is like you
Yeah,
never
a
lose
forward roll
contact
on
with
the
the
ground.
ground.
It's a
It's a
somersault.
roly poly.
A somersault,
Yeah, that somersault is
Right.
different to us.
a somersault is a jumping flip.
No. A somersault is you just roll on the forward like a little pill
Okay.
bug.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yes. So it is a language barrier thing then. It is an American
It's
English
a forward
versus British
rolling
English
thing
thing.
on the floor, and you're just like a little pill bug, and you go
Yeah.
topsy turvy, head over
So-
butt.
Right.
So
We
to
would
us,
call
it's
that
over
a forward
we call
roll.
that a roly poly or a forward roll. I
Yeah,
call
it's
it
a
a forward
forward
roll.
Okay.
Yeah,
roll.
I call
I'll
it a
let
forward roll.
roll.
I've never called it a
Well,
roly
then
poly.
Aldrin does a forward roll, gets halfway through, and just kind of flops
Yeah.
onto their back, and is like,
I-
"Oh, eh."
Don't get me wrong, I am aware that people call it a roly poly, and I have heard people
Well,
in my
here it's
school
a
calling it a
somersault.
roly poly, but I have never used that term because it's too cutesy for me, and I don't like cutesy things.
Well, here is
Roly
it's a
poly.
somersault.
to use
Nah,
the word
it's a forward roll.
roly-poly,
It's a
too
forward roll.
edgy and hard. Ugh.
Yeah,
roll
forward
makes
roll.
more sense.
Forward
I
roll is
never-
edgy and hard.
Forward roll makes sense. Roly poly, okay, if you're talking to a kindergartner.
Okay.
like-
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But,
Yes,
but
yes,
somersault
yes.
is what we called it here, which it never fucking made sense to me. Why is this called a somersault? There's nothing to do with summer. There's nothing to do with salt.
I
There's
don't know
nothing
if we're
to
really
do
going to
with
get
anything.
through this
It's
exit,
just called that.
this
Why?
outro for the stream.
But to really put
Because I
probably
think
is
we've
like the
poked enough
recorder. You'd
people's
never
buttons,
go use it again outside of
to
primary
never
school.
make it out of this alive.
Hey,
So I'm just going to
excuse me,
end
me and
this
Jack already
while I
know
am
we
muted
told
and none of them
No,
can
but you
hear
don't
me.
use it. The
So
terms,
instead
don't
of
Well, like
involving
the
them
I
fucking
have
in the
I have
outro,
more to use it.
everybody
for
just,
Jack.
remember to be good to yourselves, and if you can't do
elementary
that,
schooler.
then at least have fun.
Like a
Goodbye.
kindergartner or something.
No, I shared